Hi there, namaste, and welcome back to another spiritualistic pick a card reading. Thank you all so very much for being here, and I want to let you know that I love you with my entire heart. Today's reading is taking a look at the next chapter of your spiritual journey. Since this is a bit of a broader topic and I really want to go into detail for you guys, I do have 4 piles today. We are using all very powerful crystals, so please take a deep breath, drawing the energy up your spine, creating a clear and open channel. As you exhale, allow yourself to come into clear knowing which group or groups has your message in it for you today. You can always come back to your reading for a reference point or pick another one later down the road. We have group number 1 on the left with this beautiful Celestite crystal. Group number 2 with this beautiful Peacock or Chalcopyrite. Group number 3 with this gorgeous raw emerald. And group number 4 with this fierce raw tiger's eye. As always, the timestamps are listed below in the description box, as well as all the rest of my information, such as the books that I write, personal tarot and astrology readings, Reiki and energy work sessions, my Follow Your Heart Oracle deck, crystals and jewelry, like this emerald and moonstone copper wrap I made today, and lots of other fun stuff that will help you on your spiritual journey and is in some way part of my artistic expression. So, thank you so very much for being here. I'm sending you all of the love in my heart, soul, and beyond, and I will see you at your reading. Namaste. Hi there, Group 1. Namaste, and welcome to your reading where we're taking a look at the next chapter of your spiritual journey. You selected the first group with the Celestite crystal, and this immediately draws me to the angelic realm. This is a beautiful combination of the crown and root chakras, and it also helps you to calm all of your timelines, your quantum state, your internal reality, and it helps you to refocus and center your energy on light. It's really great for calming your heart. It's really great for allowing yourself to tap in actually with Christ consciousness, or however you resonate with that cosmic consciousness. And it's also a really beautiful stone to carry with you if you're having a little bit of stress or anxiety, or you wish to welcome more ease into your life. Since this does resonate with the crown chakra and the heart, but this is kind of the crown, heart, and root energy that we have going on here first and foremost. So we're taking a look at these polarities. So I'm going to play a 512 Hertz C for your root chakra and a 480 Hertz B for your crown chakra. And we're going to kind of create an open channel here for you to sit with for just a moment so that we can bring some clarity into your energy channel, which I'm getting will be significant towards the next part of your spiritual journey. Beautiful. Once more, I'd like to thank you so very much for being here, group number 1. And before we start, I'm going to pull an affirmation card for you. This is going to see what energy you are affirming to yourself, or what energy you're being recommended to affirm to yourself while you step into this next chapter of your spiritual journey. So we're going to give you a little bit of support and some affirmations to say. Affirmations, please, for group number 1. Pull one from the top and one from the bottom. This is the beautiful Mindful Affirmations deck that Intelligent Change sent me. I am not an affiliate for them. I do not have a link or any paid sponsorship, but they did send this to me, and that was very nice of them, and I do love this, so I'm sharing it with you. So we have good things are all around me. Most importantly, good things are within me. I actually really like this one. I've had this one sitting on my desk all week. I let go of everything and everyone that doesn't serve me in a positive way. So here we have immediately this idea of a clear and open channel. Good things being around you, good things being within you, finding the light within, the light without, finding that beautiful grounded energy of Gaia, Earth, nature, finding the spiritual aspects of Earth, and finding that very tactical, realness of cosmic consciousness of the crown chakra. And with I let go of everything and everyone that doesn't serve me in a positive way, this is really saying that you are allowing yourself to set out that final ripple of releasing anything that is not only not serving you, being neutral, but something that is not actively serving you. So this is putting you in a receptive state. And with these energies coming out with the selenite here, and this really small reminder that good things are within you, you might find that you are beginning to channel messages more. You might find that you are coming to a new sense of self, having a new opportunity for self-exploration. Sometimes you can have this space where you ascend really, really high and you come back to the ground and you see what that means for who you are today. Other times, we can be so focused on seeding the vibrations that we find spiritually into the realm, doing our light work, working on our life, letting everything align, that then we have to find ourselves floating back up. And so we're focusing on that polarity between the two, letting go of everything and everyone that doesn't serve you in a positive way, and reminding yourself that good things are around you and within you. As within, so without, as above, so below, and that connecting point is the portal of the heart chakra, the Anahata, number 4, which is also Cancerian energy, the moon energy. I'm also hearing eclipse. So you may have some maybe eclipse water lying around, or the last eclipse or the next eclipse will be significant for your spiritual journey. If we're speaking about the last eclipse, take a look in the future towards what hints may have been laid for you around that time. And if you feel intuitively more like this is heading towards the next eclipse, maybe mark that date on your calendar and see what energies are kind of just either coming together or sifting apart for you at that time, because there will be something significant that reminds you about goodness everywhere. And I love that for you. So you're going to want to mark that date on your calendar or look back and find it. With the Celestite here, this is kind of bringing in with these affirmations a reminder that not only is everything connected, but everything is also working in your favor. Everything is going to be okay. Everything has already been divinely orchestrated, yes, in your favor, and there are so many beautiful, angelic, celestial strings that are being pulled in your favor at all times. Sometimes, the only way that we can learn certain things is by walking through them head first, and oftentimes, we choose to learn our lessons by taking them on, walking through them, and stepping out of our comfort zone. Other times, we choose to learn our lessons by sitting in meditation, spending some time with your passed on loved ones, the angelic realms, the spiritual realms, source, light, God, and allowing yourself to alchemize this down. But either way, we're looking at this energy where you find information spiritually, and you bring it down into the earth, and you take these energies from the earth, and you raise them back up. And so this is creating a portal within you that is equal and balanced. All that is within and outside of you is good, and you cannot come into contact with anything other than that. So I love this energy for you. It's very spiritual, but it's also tactical and grounded. So one more time. Good things are all around me. Most importantly, good things are within me. And I let go of everything and everyone that doesn't serve me in a positive way. Now I'm going to get into some of your oracle cards before we get into the tarot. At the back of the deck, we have the Andean cross with number 2. So we have some Taurus and Venus energy coming out, indicating that you have, look at this, with the Andean cross, this beautiful connection between the upper world, the lower world, the earth, and all in between. This circle, very much like the tree of life. If you kind of look at this here, if we were to take off like the top and the bottom, there you find your Metatron's cube. And if you put it into perspective with the Andean cross here, you'll notice that the shape is the same. And so this with number 2, and we do have the 7 popping out underneath. We have 27, so that can be a significant number for some of you. Or number 9, finding freedom, finding a new philosophy, getting a new lease on life, right? We're noticing that there is divinity everywhere in the material realm. Every single thing here is connected with everything else, and it is divine, and it is good, and it is perfect. And here with the Andean cross, this is a beautiful symbol that very much re-emphasizes that good things are within and without. So as above, so below, as within, so without. No exceptions, lovingly said, lovingly intended. And of course, I love this Andean cross here because this is the mystical shaman oracle, but I really, really love like the indigenous Andean culture. I love how there's everything connected. Earth is such a beautiful guide. Like Earth is a spiritual guide. And I think that for your reading specifically, group 1, is a big part of where you are on your spiritual journey. This can have you tapping in with the elemental realm. It can have you tapping in with your internal world with more of an external microscope, or having you tap in with your external world in more of an internal microscope. And for some of you, it's both. So please, next chapter of group number 1, spiritual journey. Next chapter of group number 1, spiritual journey. They just keep showing me let go and then reaffirming the word go. Okay, so some of you might be making really big spiritual strides, or you might be increasing your manifestation skills. You might actually be able to, you might feel like a block or an obstacle is removed from your path, primarily when it comes to setting something into motion. Now we have the arrow. Okay, look at that with number 3. Having the ability and the confidence to move forward with something that you've been expressing, but maybe have not been having necessarily the easiest way creating or manifesting. This is something where maybe you would feel a little bit of imposter syndrome around it, or perhaps something that you wanted to do for such a long time and maybe felt that you needed to save it for later for any reason. We do have this arrow and it's shooting straight through a moon, and you'll notice the shadow behind it, and it is drawing me to an eclipse. So it's, again, another re-emphasis of the eclipse energy, so please take a look at that. A very small few of you may have been born on an eclipse, and so if your natal eclipse or the natal moon around your eclipse, where it's like a full moon or something like that, is perhaps conjunct your natal moon, or if we're looking at something where, say you have a full moon eclipse in Aries and then we have a full moon in Aries, that will be a significant time period for you. So kind of sift it as it pertains to your situation, but the eclipse energy is really coming out as significant. We have the arrow. So for the next part of your spiritual journey, you're going to notice that your path becomes easier for you to walk down. It becomes easier for you to manifest, to take the next step ahead, and you'll notice that putting in effort feels easier. This is kind of this energy where you're a little bit seasoned now. This energy where things that used to hurt don't hurt anymore. Areas that used to be insecure, you're now confident. And where it was overly spiritual, it's been grounded already. And where it's been grounded, it's being ascended. And so there's this place of confidence and love and this newfound expression. We have 3 with the solar plexus. It's also Gemini, which pertains to the throat chakra, which is beautiful. So this is my Follow Your Heart Oracle deck. We have material matters coming out for the next part of your spiritual journey. 2 yellow cards for the solar plexus, as well as mental narrative. Okay, we have a lot of M's and N's coming up, and they're showing me in sign language like MN, MN. So there's something here about 3s and 2s that is significant. Or they're showing me also like snapping. I know that's not technically how you snap, but that's what I'm being shown. Something is easy. Oh, like when you snap your fingers with your ring finger. When you snap your fingers, something is going to just snap into place very easily. Your path is expanding, and it makes it so much easier for you to walk down the center. Things are going to get easier for you. You're going to feel more confident, more stride in your step, and you're going to have a little bit more leeway, but the path will be clearer ahead. All of this yellow indicates a lot of confidence, and it's kind of this golden color too. It's this confidence in the divine, the confidence in the love within you, and so that it exists outside of you. The confidence in the capability of the universe and how that mirrors and reflects back to the confidence within yourself. And vice versa too. The confidence within yourself, you know, is re-amplified by the universe. And so it's kind of this beautiful reallocation of the stuff that's going on in your head, where your mental narrative becomes, yes, good things are around me and within me, and yes, you let go of everything and everyone that doesn't serve you in a positive way, but it kind of turns into this alchemization of everything serves me in a positive way. Everything is a good thing. I am a good thing. The universe is a good thing. Everything. It's kind of drawing this synonymous energy between self and cosmic consciousness, between self and divine. And it's really allowing you to become more confident. And I'm just getting your manifestation skills are going to be like crazy. Okay. And they're showing me again my tuning forks that I brought out in the beginning of your reading. So some of you might be tapping into sound healing. You might be taking like a course on that. You could be messing around with it for fun. You could be integrating it into your own, say you're a yoga teacher, bringing a singing bowl with you, or just getting a set on your own and practicing this. Some of you might be musicians and you might finally have the confidence to put yourself out there, or other situations like this can indicate someone who really has a message they want to say, a song they want to sing, a voice they want to get heard, or something like this. And now you have that confidence. Yes, that is your path. Yes, I'm supposed to express that. I feel confident. It's go time. The path is wide open. There are opportunities. And you're not even chasing a carrot anymore. You are confidently walking down your path. And so that's beautiful. You let go of all of the mental narratives that don't serve you in a positive way, which I love. And good things are all around you, materially. And also within you. So this also indicates with the solar plexus coming out, with good things being within you, perhaps this next chapter of your journey also has you eating a little bit cleaner, exercising a little bit more, taking some better care of your body, maybe lifting those weights, maybe eating a little cleaner, maybe releasing something out of your diet that might be processed or something like that. Your journey is your own there. Because they're showing me like material matters of the material, but they're showing me the material matters. Like it matters what materials are around you. So some of you might be doing something like crystal grids. You might be tuning your guitar to like 432 instead of 440. Some of you might be, again, incorporating sound bowls into your yoga classes, or selecting to eat better things, getting higher quality crystals, or something like this. There's just definitely this energy of good things being all around you, and this does affect your material realm, but it also affects your spirituality too. It's like only the best of the best for the group number ones. And you believe this and you walk through this. And so that you notice that your external world becomes so much more beautiful, but you don't have that mindset there that that's not spiritual to do. But your internal world is so beautiful as well that it doesn't have you neglecting your material body or your material realm either. So it's such a beautiful place of balance where your path is exactly precise. You know what it's going to be. The arrow has not only been aimed, it's been released and it shot the bullseye. And there's this element here of you being able to pick up on the timing of things too. You're going to know, I'm leaving for this trip on this day. Maybe some of you are getting better organized. Maybe some of you have like a meeting, or you're able to finally put certain things into order, or maybe you start using the astrological transits to kind of utilize the energies in a way that flows better with maybe your body. Looking at your circadian rhythm, finding what hours of the day it's the best to do what exercises, so that you can really make the most of this life, of every moment, because we have the present moment. That's all we have. And so this is just blowing open for you. It's beautiful. Oh, I do have, this is an oracle deck that was sent to me a super long time ago by this lovely creator named Bee, and I actually don't have like her YouTube or anything. I don't even know if she has a YouTube, but she sent me this little homemade oracle deck, and so I'm going to use it. There are some swear words in this, so just so you know, little precursor there. Last oracle before we get into your tarot. Don't ghost your calling. Oh my goodness gracious. This is going to, or maybe if you know me, don't ghost Colleen. But no, I'm just kidding. Don't ghost your calling. Okay, some of you might be getting a lot better at expression, at texting people back. Some of your relationships are going to be strengthening. And with part of your calling, okay, we have Goddess Gang. I love that. So there's this energy. This next part of your spiritual journey is going to be all about you stepping onto your path. I'm not telling you you haven't been on your path. I'm telling you it's blowing open. There is no more, let's go down the rabbit hole. It's kind of like you are down there, you are in Wonderland. The flowers, they're singing at you, and you know that, and they're telling you what to do, and you're not just listening to your intuition. You're like, oh yes, I remember this. Affirmative. Let's go. And it's just reaffirming that good is outside, good is within. You deserve good outside, you deserve good within. And so it's just this constant consumption of health, this constant execution of your calling, this constant movement when it comes to your confidence in everything outside of you and everything inside of you, knowing beyond a doubt who you are, what you're meant to be. Notice in the beginning we had a little bit of self-exploration going on here, because we have that polarity, that balance between the root and the crown chakra, which always comes back to the center, that anahata portal, that heart chakra. But it is also significant with the number 3 coming out as the only number so far, indicating that this is going to be a chance for you to really shine, to be confident, to walk down your path. And when you're in flow with the universe supports it, and it pushes you on stage when you're having a little bit of a hard time. The universe whispers before she screams, and you were listening to the whispers. You followed your intuition, and you followed your inspiration, and now you know what your calling is. And so now you are all in, because it's only positive. That mental narrative, it's all cleaned up. And so I love this. So I am going to share with you a thing called the buzzing breath. This is a pranayama technique that's going to help you bring those thoughts in your mind and clear them. So for this, actually, to clear your mind, we have this mudra here. The pointer finger rules the air element, and the thumb rules the fire. So when you put them together, this actually helps your speech become more concise. It helps to clear your mind. And it can also help with your meditation as well, for your focus. Now, for the buzzing breath, what I would recommend for this is take those same fingers, and I know it's silly, but if you put them just gently in your ears and you close your eyes, you inhale through your nose, and on the exhale, and this helps with your mental agility and clarity. It will help you to release any excess heat, which can be tied to frustration, anger, and it also helps you to find that confidence that's underneath, which is beautiful. So make sure that you are smiling while you practice this and thinking positive thoughts. But you can also take the same fingers and put them together on your third eye. Close your middle fingers over your closed eyes and put the last 2 fingers on your nostrils if you want to do it that way too. And these thumbs can go on your temples or at the base of your ears as well. That is a bit more of a advanced mudra to do along with the breath, but simple basic technique. You can just do this mudra here, or inhale and exhale with a hum or buzz, and it's called the bee breath or the buzzing breath. So let's get into your tarot, and we're going to see what the next part of your spiritual journey is going to look like. We're going to start here with the Light Seers Tarot. I saw the 7 of Cups, but it didn't come out technically, so we're going to take a look. Okay. Oh, you're going to have an easier time knowing what to say yes and what to say no to, but you will also have more options. So this is where you'll want that mental clarity to draw you back to center, because you're going to be really feeling on top of the world spiritually. You're going to feel like, when you have that pep in your step, that's how you're going to feel. Now I have to mention, we have 36 coming out. That's some timeline work. It's some timeline healing. We've got Nikola Tesla coming out, okay? 3, 6, and 9, very magical numbers. So the 6 of Cups indicates that you might be doing a little bit of homage to your inner child. You might have an opportunity to play a little bit. You might be reminiscing on some old times and seeing the light in old situations. We had have an appearance from the 3 of Wands there. So this is kind of before, it was meant to be. So this is before, beautiful. We only have 3366. Before you are meant to focus on what's next. This next chapter of your spiritual journey is taking this evolved, healed, confident, beautiful, aware, positive part of you that has nothing that does not serve you in a positive way, where there are only good things around and within you. You're stepping into your calling. You're looking back at your inner child and you're saying, hey, you, it's gonna be okay. Hey, remember that dream we used to have? Whether it's a fairy tale or a dream you had when you were asleep, or just something you really wanted to do and you thought when you were little it was your calling. You're going to look back at your inner child and you're going to say, hey, kid, you got this. We got this. And you're not alone. And this next part of your spiritual journey is going to be you sending a lot of this energy back to your inner child and letting that version of you grow and thrive and really just grow fully into the mastery that you're in today through unconditional love. You're really going to feel like you are on top of the world and that you have your angel spirits, guides, ancestors to thank. And I think that might be why you were intuitively drawn towards the Celestite. The energy of the causal realm, that high vibrational state that you go into when you're dreaming. When you have access to the causal realm in your dreams, you are spiritual, you are clear, you are beautiful, you are in touch with the angels. And that is where you will hear things like a buzzing. That's where you'll notice that you are perhaps in the Akashic realm or higher. And that is when things start to become angelic and beautiful and synchronistic. And all of your dreams are either premonitions or they're less lessons, but they're more so experiences. This is where we lucid dream, but we're our full spiritual self. And so there's this beautiful energy here about you really, really feeling like you're coming into your own. It honors your inner child. It honors the biggest, most badass version of your spiritual self. And it's grounded and it's tactical. You know your path. You know exactly how to walk. You know how to explain it. Your inner child says, yes, this makes sense. Your higher self, your angel spirits, guides, and the grounded logic and even your confidence all says, yes, this makes sense. This makes sense and I'm moving forward. I let go of everything that does not serve me in a positive way. That mental narrative, it gets cleaned up and there's this excitement for the future. This is such beautiful, beautiful energy for you, group number 1. I'm going to pull one more major arcana tarot from my book here, and we selected the High Priestess. A little while later, the Fool sees a woman meditating in the distance. It's the High Priestess, the Divine Feminine. The woman he can see is a bridge between realms. You. Gently, she encourages him to approach. In awe of her spiritual power, he wonders how this will be an asset to him. The Fool sits before the High Priestess. She asks him to close her eyes and take her hands. Here, she bestows onto him the gift of psychic vision. He can now see the future clearly. We were just talking about premonitions coming through. With this, she teaches him how to meditate. She tells him that this is the most powerful tool he will acquire on his journey. He learns that he must go within to successfully finish his journey. After this new introspection, he opens his eyes to see the world as a different, more mystical place. The High Priestess tells the Fool that it is time to journey on. There are many more beings to meet. And that is, look, page number 3. The High Priestess is number 2 in tarot. And look, literally everything here is 3s and 6s. And it's talking about moving on into the future, but staying present. So that was definitely an interesting message for you, Group 1. Very resonant. This is going to be a very spiritual part of your life, but it's also very grounded. So you're going to notice that there's more grounded practice here. More meditations where you are intentionally hugging your inner child. More action where you are genuinely doing things that positively serve you and having a jolly old time. And it's going to be spiritual, how good of a time you're having with your material matters, with the material realm. And I love that for you. There's also this indication here that you are strengthening your unconditional love. There are some lucky blessings and victories coming up for you, and they're going to they're going to propel you forward into this new version of mastery of dealing with all of the different realms at once. We do have this energy of premonition coming forward, strengthened premonition, accessing the causal realm beyond the Akashic realm. And we do have as well cosmic consciousness coming out for your group, which is very high vibrational. And so you are feeling like you have some pep in your step. You are on your path. You know what your calling is. You are on that journey there. You are loving every single minute of it, and it's serving you back. You're not just doing your job. And look at all these ethereal colors that come out. This color scheme is actually really, really beautiful and really resonant. They all align. That's gorgeous. I'm going to pull some advice for you. So we're taking with us, the High Priestess archetype. We're taking with us C and B, the notes, We're taking with us the 3 chakras, the root, the heart, and the crown. We're taking with us the buzzing breath, the bee breath pranayam. And we're taking with us Celestite crystal. Okay. So, also, the Andean cross and the Metatron's cube you're taking with you. So, finally, can we get some advice, please, from the African Tarot for group number 1 to close out your reading? Woo! Heck yeah, look at that. I'm hearing not to take reversals. This deck I have a bit jumbled around. Okay. You have a lot of options before you. And notice here how each one is clearly marked. This cup has the tower, this cup has a snake, this cup has a bunch of love. This cup, it's kind of hard to tell what's in it, but it looks like an animal, maybe a new pet. This cup looks like it's a lot of money. This cup looks like it's fire. And this cup looks like it's maybe this person's higher self or their spirit guide or a loved one or passed on loved one. You're going to be able to see all of your options clearly. There's the smoke going on, but she sees right through it. Okay, so premonition. Trust your intuition more than you ever have before. It will be more reliable than it ever has before. And group number 1, I can tell you already have a phenomenal intuition. Okay, this is a little bit more of you taking liberty on that. So your advice here is to acknowledge the fact that sometimes things are hard, but also sometimes things literally stop being hard. We are drawing attention. We have the solar plexus here. Okay, you're going to want to draw your navel to your spine. Make sure that you are focusing on your spinal strength at the solar plexus area at this time, drawing everything back to your spine. Okay, notice how this cute little dude's got a little bit of lumbar lordosis. Oh my gosh, lumbar lordosis going on here. But there's a lot of yellow too. Okay, which means that the stomach is emphasized. So this is going to be a very confident and beautiful era for your solar plexus, but make sure that it's up against your spine. Okay, draw that sense of self, that beautiful divine sense of self. Keep drawing it back to center, keep drawing it back to the divine. Kundalini goes up, energy you're meant to seed comes down, and repeat, right? So your advice is to keep going forward. Okay, if you are at a place where you are feeling like everything is going well, you know what your path is, if you are already feeling like you're in this energy and you feel an expansion coming, and maybe you need a little bit of a rest, or maybe you feel like you should switch directions, you see what's in all of the cups and you're trying to decide which one you want to take, you've already chosen the correct cup for you. Okay, something that I'm feeling you need to know. Or you already know what it is. They're showing me this triangle here, so percussive instruments can be significant. We do have the tuning forks coming out, or breath retention pranayama exercises can be significant for you. This is not an equilateral triangle, okay? It is an isosceles triangle. So this is also letting me know that this will be breathing exercises where you breathe in for 5, you hold for 10, and then you exhale for 20. Or you breathe in for 4, hold for 8, exhale for 16. You keep doubling it, okay? So it's going to be something where there's 1 shorter side and then 2 longer sides, okay? Breathing like that. So you're taking that with you again today. Also, they're showing me that there is kind of the curtains pulled back, okay? So it's showtime. You're moving forward, it's showtime. Okay, this next, they're showing me like a wheel moving, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. We also have the King of Discs here. So this is also letting me know your advice is to keep moving forward. Okay, something's about to get a lot easier, and trust the process there. Okay, it's not getting a lot easier because there's something else that's going to be hard, and it's not because the other shoe is going to drop. It's because you are moving forward on your path, and I'm hearing just you are leveling up. So you're being given an opportunity to pull back the curtain. Your path is widening, and you're not staggering as much either. So it feels like they're showing me, like, it feels like you are taking a straight path and the actual road is wider, as opposed to having a very narrow road and you're kind of pinging off the walls, okay? We'll use that traffic cone analogy that I sometimes carry into my readings. And we also have the King of Discs here coming out, saying that your advice is to trust that you are enough, you have enough, and also another thing is don't be afraid to fiscally, financially invest in yourself. Primarily when it comes towards letting go of things that do not serve you with your mental narrative, okay? So you're going to notice that in this next chapter of your spiritual journey, you have a lot better money mindset, but you're also going to need to put those habits into play. And it's going to look a little bit less like holding on to what you have and a little bit more of investing yourself, letting go of the money that you're holding on to. okay? You're going to want to pay attention to the energy that is flowing and coming in and going out, not what you have holding and pushed to the side. Okay, so that's some advice that's coming out for you as well. Trust that things are coming full circle. Trust that you are very strongly guided. Right now we have Metatron coming out saying hi. We have Archangel Michael coming out saying hi. We have perhaps an ancestor or a passed on loved one coming out saying hi. And also Zebra Spirit is coming out saying hi. We also have the Andean Cross, and they're showing me an Anzu bird. So you can carry those forward with you as well. So that's all I have for you, group number 1. That is the next chapter of your spiritual journey. I hope that this helped shed love, light, and clarity on your situation and gave you some helpful tools to use and carry forward. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. I love you with my whole heart, and I will see you next time. Thank you for being here. Namaste. Hi there, group number 2. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at the next part of your spiritual journey, and you selected the second group with this beautiful Peacock ore or Chalcopyrite crystal. This is such a beautiful crystal as it has very beautiful rainbow colors to it, and it reminds me of crystalline energy work, rainbow crystalline energy, and it's just so beautiful. What a beautiful refraction of colors we have here on a variation of pyrite, which does indicate abundance, growth, and also kind of that golden touch. But sure, this can be in a material way, but what really is coming through is like golden healing light, like that unshakable, unbreakable, golden energy of consciousness, finding that crystalline fragments, the refractions and everything within that light, and coming back to center. Since this is a crystal that rules creativity and it rules love, as well as softening up your energy, drawing you back into abundance and gratitude, it's just a beautiful, lighthearted stone. So I felt called to include today the tuning forks for both the sacral and the heart chakras for you, because we're looking at, first of all, the note D and the note F, but we are looking at that connection between all that you create, all that you feel, and gratitude, giving and receiving love. So what do you feel that is gratitude? What are you grateful for that is love and pleasant for you? Giving and receiving positive emotions. We've got some water and air, both chakras of emotions, of feeling, of creativity, but one ruled by air, close to space, one ruled by water, close to earth. So we're taking a look at different portals, different vibrations here between finding love, gratitude, magic, crystalline energy, and it's drawing me to perhaps different portals, different realms, things like this. So please take a deep breath with me, group 2. And as you exhale, take a moment and just receive this tuning fork. I am intuitively doing these, so the patterns that come out are intuitive and channeled, specifically rhythmic, and I was called to use a 3-to-1 ratio, which I'm noticing is the golden ratio, so that can be significant for you too. We do have this energy spiral coming out, Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio, as we're aware, and we do have sacral energy coming out with heart energy, which is beautiful, that initial ripple of love that creates the entire universe. Now, first, I'm going to get into some affirmations to carry with you along this next part of your spiritual journey. And this is going to be just a moment to enjoy where you are, feel where you're growing into, and see what kind of tools, tips, tricks we can bring with you along the way. So you're bringing with you the notes of D and F so far. You're bringing with you the crystal of Chalcopyrite or Peacock ore. And you're bringing with you the sacral and heart chakras so far, as well as the 3-to-1 ratio, the golden ratio, Fibonacci spiral. Some of you might be interested in the Philosopher's Stone, maybe drawing that, or if you see something like that, it may be a sign for you to look out for. Affirmations, please, for group number 2 on their spiritual journey. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. I care more about what I think of myself rather than what others might think of me. I feel called to take the right one. I welcome feedback from others with open arms because it helps me grow and become a better human being. Look at this duality that's coming out. We welcome feedback from others and care more about what we think of ourselves than what others think, but feedback from others helps me grow and become a better human being. Still, your own opinion of yourself is more important. Primarily on the spiritual journey, this does relate to accepting and loving yourself exactly as you are. So you can screenshot these if you wish, pause the video and repeat them to yourself a few times. Maybe write them on a little sticky note, put them on your bathroom mirror, or something like this. So we have group number 2. I care more about what I think of myself rather than what others might think of me. I welcome feedback from others with open arms because it helps me grow and become a better human being. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. I love this because there's this honoring of the present moment, this expansion, this willingness to grow and change and evolve, but also pure gratitude and acceptance for who you are today, who you were yesterday, even those bits and pieces of yourself that you've outgrown, you let go of, that perhaps you needed to forgive. Welcoming feedback from others, but valuing what you think first and foremost. Not growing and meshing and changing because other people are fitting you in a mold, but still being open to seeing what you can look up to in others and noticing that when we notice something that stands out in somebody else, it's because it reflects a part of us. And so there's this beautiful place. You might be having some of your role models stepping into your life, or you could have some really idyllic people stepping into your life right now, or perhaps some of the people who are reflecting back to you, some versions of you that you've outgrown, or versions of you that you don't want to be anymore. For some of you, it's a little bit of all of this. And so there's kind of this energy of sifting out the dust in between. They're showing me like a sifter, a flour sifter. That's one of my favorite energy work techniques or visualization techniques. Whenever there are two conflicting things, sometimes we'll want to create space in between them, open the channel, and then sift it out. And we'll find that channel in between and find that middle ground exactly, and let the pendulum swing, because maybe it might be a little to the right than we would have assumed, or a little to the left than we would have assumed. But either way, we can trust in the gravity, trust in that grounded energy, and trust that whatever you create along the way, it honors who you are today. Whatever you feel, in some way, everything stems back to love and gratitude. And when that is your focus in your life, when you come back to the present moment, you allow yourself to be creative, you allow yourself to grow and expand, you allow yourself to look up to others without thinking less about yourself, and honor where you have come to, knowing that what you think of yourself is more important than the opinions of others. This is such a beautiful place to be. Allowing yourself to release what doesn't serve you, but accept the energies, sacral, emotional, heart, grateful, loving, unconditional. Allow yourself to receive energies that are pure, that do love and accept you exactly as I am, as you are, because as within, so without. And so this is a ripple that is almost sending a purification cleanse through your whole system. You might notice that there's a bit of timeline work involved, past, present, future, parallel versions of you. Maybe you're tapping in, again, with different realms, different dimensions. Maybe you're tapping in with your inner child, with future versions of yourself, with different realities, different parallel timelines. As we know, everything happens on top of itself all of the time. And so other places that your energy is connected to, whether you resonate with past, present, future, parallel lifetimes, whether you resonate with inner child, higher self, source, whatever, whoever, wherever you feel your energy is connected to, it is because there is a part of you that seeks love and acceptance, growth and evolution there. And so this is what group number 2, this next chapter of your spiritual journey, looks like. It looks like you opening up to flow a little bit more, loving and accepting yourself, because regardless of what others say, regardless of what you say, first of all, we're cleansing that out a little bit and looking at it as a beautiful growing moment. But you're also aware that whether it's you or something or someone else, it is the universe working through you. So you love and accept yourself exactly as you are, because the universe does as well. And when the universe presents you with something that is either idyllic or perhaps a challenge, the universe still loves and accepts you exactly as you are. And so there's this huge realization here, sifting these energies. You might be facing something that makes you feel small, but you're still loved and valued and accepted the way you are. You can be looking at something that makes you feel big and beautiful, and you're still loved and accepted and valued exactly as you are. And whatever that bouncing off point is, whether it's source, whether it's one of your spirit guides, whether it's a particular crystal, whether it's a karmic lesson you've been working so hard to get through, or another realm or another lifetime, whatever this is that your energy bounces off of, you are finding neutrality. You are sifting the difference between those two energies and opening up that channel, loving and accepting yourself exactly as you are, as within, so without. Internal acceptance, internal love, external love, internal validation, external validation. One not being contingent on the other, but drawing yourself back within and allowing yourself to understand that when you care more about what you think of yourself, then you can make those changes because you're already taking a look at yourself. You're drawing your energy inwardly. And when you are confident in yourself, when you love and accept yourself exactly as you are, then you become open to feedback from others. And this is where knowledge and wisdom intertwine. They're two different things, and they're both beautiful. And they say that knowledge can't always give you wisdom, but wisdom doesn't always give you knowledge either. And there's kind of this energy here of finding two things that are not necessarily contingent upon each other, but do mesh together. There's a reason why they're connected. And finding those densities that might have you lean one way or the other, bring it all back to love and acceptance. You are where you're supposed to be. Everything is working in your favor. Nothing is moving too fast or too slow. It is amazing for you to learn from outside of yourself, and there's nothing outside of you that you can't find within yourself. And vice versa, it's amazing to love what is within yourself and explore that. And simultaneously, there's nothing that exists within you that you can't find outside of you, because all is. And I love this energy for you, group number 2. This is beautiful. This is, you guys ask me about this a lot. This is the Mindful Affirmations deck from Intelligent Change. They sent me this deck to use on my channel, and I love it. It's so sweet. The one that I've had on my desk this week is Good Things Are All Around Me. Most importantly, Good Things Are Within Me. And that one came out in group number 1, but I felt called to share. It comes with this cute little stand. I'm not like promoting them. I just really love it, and they sent it to me, and it's so sweet, and it's been honestly really helpful because affirmations are helpful. So apart from this situation here, maybe including affirmations in your life and accepting what you say can be something that is really, really authentic and beautiful and genuine for you, because you can say something today and it doesn't resonate anymore tomorrow, but it resonated when you said it, or you were expressing to the best of your ability. And this is where we refine our energies. We align with Satya, we align with truth, we align with love, we align with creativity, we align with source, we align with Gaia. And it's a continual process. So love and accept yourself the way that you are today, because regardless, the universe is working through you. Regardless, you are who, what, when, where, why, and how you are supposed to be, even if it looks different tomorrow, even if it looked different yesterday. So group number 2. Next part of group number 2's spiritual journey. Pachamama. Ooh, yes. Sorry, I love her. I love her so very much, and I've been working with her extra this week, so I love that she came out to say hi. I'm gonna cry. Let me pause this before I cancer cry. I'll be right back. So group number 2 from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, you got Pachamama and Earth, which is beautiful, with Hummingbird Spirit at the back of the deck, which is beautiful. One of my first animal guides, lightly, lovingly, gently. Okay. With that, there's kind of this energy here of how do you connect to the earth? How do you be who you are? How do you express? How do you create something that is authentic to you? Okay, here's something coming up. Letting yourself be who, what, when, where, why, how you are. Create from that place and know that there's nothing inside you that you can express that hasn't been expressed elsewhere. Knowing that there's nothing outside of yourself that doesn't exist within yourself. Trusting that if you paint a sunset, that doesn't mean no one else has painted a sunset, but you putting your own individual sovereign drop your individual sovereign blueprint on that painting of the sunset is something beautiful, beautiful to explore. And this is where we're open to feedback from others, but you care more about what you think about yourself. Now, this is beautiful because it's grounded. So it takes this energy. Notice that we're working from the masculine and heart down energies, but we got the peacock or crystal. This next part of your spiritual journey, it honors all of the spiritual development that you've had up until this point. It honors your intuition. It honors your free self-expression. It honors your connection to the divine and beyond, your galactic gateways, your divine portals, all of these beautiful cosmic energies. But it reminds you that the center is in the heart. The body talks and meditation helps. It reminds you that everything that you create is the universe working through you. That's why it's within, without, because that's your internal validation. Because the universe is the way that it's supposed to be. And with Pachamama and Earth, she is the way she's supposed to be too. We do have this energy, number 4 coming out with the heart chakra, 40 coming out for Pachamama, and 17 coming out for Earth. Now 17 is the star card. It resonates with Aquarian energy and it reduces to an 8, which is also Scorpionic energy. We have Cancer coming out with number 4, 4 by 10, Cancer and Capricorn duality here with a highlight towards Cancer. But number 17, I want to take a look at this. Now this is the star card, one of the luckiest, happiest cards in the deck, right? Indicates healing, wish fulfillment, beautiful, abundance, humanitarianism, healing, the Pleiadian collective, and it's where? It's on Earth. And 17 can also be a number of working through struggles. But it's number 8, indicating that whatever you put your mind to, you're going to succeed. And we have 84, which is an inverted 48, which lets me know that you might be thinking a little too ahead. You might be thinking a little too in the past, but not so much so. It's still within the framework of a couple days. You might feel a little bit of inflammation, maybe in your chest, a little bit of chest tightness, working on your pranayama. You might be feeling a little bit of inflammation in your sacral area, in your reproductive organs, in perhaps your lumbar spine. And so there's this energy of inflammation here where you're working on loving and accepting yourself, which does draw attention here to the solar plexus, which is sandwiched right in between. But the inflammation from the two, it's creating kind of this recycling energy in the solar plexus. And I feel called to let you know it's okay not to take yourself or other things as seriously. That's a message that's coming out for you. For the next part of your spiritual journey, you might be surprised to find yourself hiking more, camping more, going outside in nature. They're showing me lush forests and trees and plants and animals. You might be surprised to find yourself foraging for berries, learning about fungi. You might be noticing that all of the wisdom you've accumulated, you now want to find the corresponding knowledge. All of the knowledge you've accumulated, you want to find the corresponding wisdom. Maybe you understand the golden ratio and that you can see it in every single flower. So maybe now you'll be sitting in front of flowers, honoring and looking at its golden ratio. We can scry with fire, we can scry with crystal balls, we can scry with bowls of water, but what about a flower? And so this next part of your spiritual journey is finding the magic, not just encoded within the realm. We've got the elementals, we've got the fairies, we've got the brownies, we've got the tree energies, we have the giants, we've got all of these beautiful earthly energies. We've got a nod to the Pleiadian collective, so much going on here. But what about what's right here, right now? It's just as magical, and I know that you know this. But this is where you find cooling. It's where you find decompression. So, at this part of your reading, I feel inclined to share with you, to carry forward with you in this next chapter, a pranayama technique called cooling breath. So hopefully you can take this with you. So the way that you'll practice cooling breath, this will help you to reduce the inflammation here and feel more calm, feel more at peace in your mind, your body, and your spirit. And it's great for reducing inflammation as well as grounding your energy and really tapping in with that kapha energy, which is the Ayurvedic dosha that is the combination of water and earth, connecting you through your flow, your creativity, through cooling, through slowing with Pachamama. And so, how you will practice cooling breath is actually what I like to call taco tongue, where you fold your tongue, make a little taco tongue, and if you can't do that, make a cone shape. Try to curl your tongue, make a circular shape with your tongue, and you're going to inhale through your taco tongue and exhale through your nose. And it sounds like you're sipping, but this actually brings in coolness to your body, reduces inflammation, and it helps to create a flow up and out your rib cage, and eventually coming down through the earth, purifying those lower chakras. It also purifies the mind, but I'm getting that for you in this place alchemically. It's going to really help reduce that inflammation and increase flow with those lower chakras and help strengthen your connection with the earth too. And as with all elements and breathing techniques or alchemical techniques that do harness the fire element, a part of fire is sometimes inflammation or agitation or energies like this. So please make sure that you are perhaps repeating a happy affirmation in your mind while you're doing this, or that you are smiling, or that you are keeping a happy heart while you are doing this breath. So again, inhale through a rolled tongue and exhale out your nose. And that is the cooling breath. So that is the pranayama technique that is recommended for you. I also recommend to use your pinky and thumb together mudras. This will help you to increase the beauty, the ease, the gentleness in your life. It will be grounding, and it will help you also tap in with that cooler energy. Apart from that, it does help with your lymphatic drainage. Not excessively, but a little bit. So this is a great mudra to practice here. The tip of your pinky to the tip of your thumb. And as always with mudras, when you have a big open channel like this, it instantly creates a larger open channel there. And it lasts for as long as you hold the mudra. And however long you spend in your mudra, it kind of increases from there. Whereas if you were to close the circle, it doesn't open the channel as wide right now, but it does have more of a permanent effect. This is kind of putting more elbow grease into it, scrubbing that channel so it's permanently open. And this is opening that door all the way, aware that you might creak it closed a little bit afterwards. So whatever honors your practice. And I'm getting to tell you to go easy on yourself, so perhaps utilize the open loop mudra. But I did feel called to share. There's a reason for that too. So I'm going to pull from 2 more oracle decks before I get into your tarot. So the next part of your spiritual journey, group number 2, they keep showing me somebody walking through a forest, maybe barefoot or going hiking. Maybe some of you are going backpacking. You're learning how to be flexible. Maybe some of you are learning, again, like survival skills. Not because you need survivalism, but perhaps because you're into ancient ways of living, ancient ways of being. Some of you might be getting into Ayurveda yourself or Chinese medicine yourself. Some of you might be really learning about different ways that herbs can help you, maybe cold teas instead of hot teas. There's an energy about that sensation of earth to the bottom of your feet, where it's cold, where it's cool. It's stepping out of your tent barefoot in the morning when the ground is really cold. It's listening to the rustle of the wind in the plants and seeing how it feels, and seeing if you can listen to what the plant's response is to the wind whispering. See what the whispers are in between and create something from there. Aware that everything that you experience outside also you can find within, and everything that you can find within you can also find outside. And so choosing where you're putting yourself and choosing what you're becoming and sifting that energy in between, all while loving and accepting yourself exactly as you are. So some synchronistic ideas. I'll pull your next cards from my Follow Your Heart Oracle deck. We got Divine Protection at the back. Some ideas that are also coming up with the golden ratio. Okay, this might have to do with alchemy or tapping into the electromagnetism of yourself, of all that is, of the earth itself. So you might be working with your energy field in a new way. If you are empathic or magnetic, you might be working on electrifying your aura. If you are electric and you want to receive, you might be working on magnetizing your aura. If you find that you are working with one or the other, an electromagnetic channel goes like this. It is the shape of a torus and follows also the golden ratio, the 3-to-1 ratio, the spiral. If you were to look at this upside down, it's like a donut, and we have Fibonacci's spiral sequence ongoing too. So the clear channel is actually the channel in between that goes up and down. So you'll notice that you might be working with different ideas about who you are, different ideas about, my energy goes from the crown down. My energy goes from the root up. You're noticing that each one of these, if it is activating, then it is masculine, and that's the right side of your channel. If it's ascending, it's being drawn up, it's being magnetized, that's the left side of your channel. So some of you might want to take a look at that too. Okay. What goes down must come up, what goes up must come down. Okay, we have a lot of cards coming out for you here. We do have Follow the Flow, and I'll take Akashic Records, okay, without looking at the others. Some of you may be diving into your Akashic Records in a different way than you have before. This next part of your path is honoring the fact that regardless of where else your energy may be throughout time and space and frequency, it is where it's supposed to be. It's intentional by the universe, and there's always, always, always more to grow. And we have Protect Your Neck coming out here. This is an oracle from an independent creator named B. She sent this to me. I don't have like her social media or anything. I don't know where to find her, but this is her little B's oracle. So you have Protect Your Neck coming out, which is really interesting. So this is kind of indicating that some of you might feel like you need to protect your energy. So you might be inclined to see what's going on internally that will make you either, like, I want to say susceptible to that, but there's also kind of an evolution to experience from there as well, because what is within is without. What is without is within. There is no exception to that. But when you have a hard time finding it in perhaps your character, in your persona, in your life, this is where we dive into the Akashic Records, and you trust that you are in flow. The universe is channeling, working through you, both up and down. And with Earth, the circle of life, tapping back into everything lives and everything dies. We are in a third dimensional realm. We have access to the fourth, fifth, and higher dimensions, and we even have access beyond the 12th. So, care more about what you think of yourself than what others might think about you, because if you're tapping in with the Earth, it might be in a different type of way. If you're tapping in with outside of the Earth, it might be from a perspective where you might welcome feedback from others, and it might actually help you grow. For example, a mycologist and a light worker, now they don't have to be mutually exclusive, can have totally different perspectives about what's going on, right? And that doesn't make anyone's right or wrong or more knowledgeable or more wise. They're only distinctly different perspectives towards the same thing. They both honor the golden ratio. We're also looking at perhaps giving and receiving electromagnetism here too. If you want to receive something and you're working towards it and it's not coming in, you're setting out a positively charged ion to a positively charged ion. Here, you're actually encouraged to seed your vibration down instead of doing the work to ascend something, or vice versa. If you're in a magnetic state and you are attempting to magnetize something towards you, and you need to act towards it, because otherwise you have a negative and negative ions that are not bonding together. So you're actually being encouraged to take an energy and ascend it. So you are able to apply different things like this in this next chapter of your life as well. I do recommend working with Chalcopyrite. I do recommend working with your heart and sacral chakras. I also recommend the cooling breath, also known as Shitali Pranayam. And I do recommend the pinky to thumb mudra open for you guys. And continue throughout this place to welcome feedback in a way where you honor where you are right now. But don't brush it off. And don't over-assume it either. Honor who, what, when, where, why, how you are, because it's perfect and it's intentional. But do know that there are other opportunities for you to grow. Because there's something within or around you that isn't what it seems right now. And that is intentional too. So, love yourself how you are, but not so much so. Well, unconditionally. Love yourself as you are unconditionally, but not so much so that you don't grow and change. But love yourself and accept yourself exactly as you are so that you do change, but you're not thinking about what others think about you so much that you are taking everyone's feedback into consideration because everyone isn't something that you're trying to grow into. But what is within is without. So we're taking a look at that too. And we're finding what is truly in that heart space there. We're finding those two synchronistic openings and we're sifting out the difference. Noticing that if your energy goes from the crown down, you got to take a step to the right. And if your energy goes from the ground up, you got to take a step to the left. And understanding that when you're a clear and open channel, you're able to have access to the Akashic records and beyond, because you're able to work your way through that. And so there's this energy of self-assuming energy within the heart that is where you're supposed to be right now. But there are also energies around you that are trying to kind of nudge you in the direction of cracking into the next level. So don't worry about their opinions of you, but value their feedback. Trust that you are where you're supposed to be, and then of course follow the flow. And if you're having a hard time pinpointing something, it's because it's within the Akashic records or beyond. Okay, you'll find it in the subtle realms, which is where I would recommend for you guys, group number 2, perhaps a past life regression meditation, a hypnotherapy session, or some sort of subconscious rendering that will help you. Maybe a channeling session, a hypnotherapy session, past life regression, Akashic session, okay. Don't get me started with time because we get all past, present, future, parallel, synchronistic. There, okay. But we have sacral, solar plexus, and heart, and we're reducing the inflammation here, okay? Because there's something that is cracking open, and it's beautiful, it's intentional. Where you are right now is intentional, but you're not meant to land here. So don't be so protective over where you are that you're not growing, but don't think that you need to be anywhere other than where you are, so much so that you are trying not to follow the flow. The things that are moving fast are meant to, and the things that are moving slow are meant to. And another thing, as you are cooling and you are making these decisions to move forward, you're making those decisions to change, you're making those decisions to welcome in new types of magic, new types of connectivity to the earth, new types of wisdom and knowledge, new types of wishes, wants, desires, new definitions of what it means to be at home, new survival skills. As you're learning, look at all these. Trust that you can be a master at what you're a master at and a beginner at other things at the same time. Everything that you know like the back of your hand, there's still more to learn, because what is macro is micro and micro is macro. And anything where there might be a lapse of perception there's always more to be seen. You can find the entire multiverse in your thumbprint. And you can find your thumbprint in your face. You can find your face in your thumbprint. Did you know, group number 2, that there's a part of your thumb that sticks out just a little bit, and that it's your nose? And that if you look at it, you'll be able to see your entire face? Trees work the same way. The universe works the same way. We're electromagnetic fields. So if you understand one thing, you can understand everything else, but it doesn't mean that you've stood in their shoes and understand its perspective, which is why we welcome feedback and we accept that we are, star card, exactly who, what, when, where, why, and how we're supposed to be. So now is a great time for you to actually set your intentions, but not in an I want kind of mindset. To set your intentions in an I flow, and I allow the universe to work through me mindset. And perhaps you want to, maybe what that looks like when you are visualizing that, maybe it looks like you sitting next to a river. That's a beautiful thing to manifest. Maybe it looks like you tapping in with higher dimensional collectives. That's a beautiful thing to tap in with as well. I do have to honor, we got 2 earth cards. We got Pachamama, beautiful, look into her if you are unfamiliar with her, and earth, synonymous, but a bit different, not really, kind of. Gaia, Pachamama, earth, Pachamama, okay. Group number 2, this next part of your spiritual journey is going to have you ready to take on more in a way where it's going to make you feel like the universe is flowing through you, and you, like, 1 minute you knew what you were doing and the next you didn't, or vice versa. And you're being encouraged to look at everything. If you have never, 3 of Swords, look at this, self-acceptance. If you have never channeled a plant before, but you channel passed on loved ones for people all of the time, this is one example. Who's to say that just because the realm is different, the angle is different, you're still doing the same thing? If you are so good at loving others, practice that on yourself. You can love yourself that same way. If you're so good at loving yourself, you can love others that same way. So this is where that energy sift is going on. What is within is without, what's without is within. And those little ridges and bumps and areas where you feel it's new, it's fresh, there's a decision to make, it's a little scary, you got to protect yourself, you have to harness your energy, and you really got to ground it. You can't float off too much into the spiritual, or you really got to ascend this energy. You can't just keep it all grounded. Those are perspectives that eventually temper each other out to one and the same, and it comes back to the heart. It comes back to love. And whatever you create along the way, I'm getting to tell you, is synonymous with gratitude. It is synchronistic. It is reminiscent of this beautiful rainbow crystalline energy that is your aura. It is part of the divine plan, whether you're looking at it from a this is what's best for Mother Earth perspective, or you're looking at this is what's best in the whole entire galactic federation and beyond of the multi-dimensional universal, and what's best for you and your friends and your family and your spirit guides. Because the universe has a funny way of taking care of everything, just like you do. And there's a reason for that too, because what's macro is micro, what's micro is macro. And so here we're coming back to center, which lets me know it's time to pull our last deck. Also, they want me to bring out this hummingbird card, 26. Also number 8, we have 88. Notice that we've transmuted the 17-8 into a 26-8, okay? Keep an eye out for synchronicities like that. If you're seeing the number 5 everywhere, but at first you saw 14 and you're like, oh, 5. But now you're seeing 23, also a 5. Keep an eye out for changes like that. This can be synonymous with a level up, an increase in complexity, or a shift in perspective that leads to the same outcome, okay? Because there's also this element coming out where you and I, we can have the same exact experience to a T and have totally different takeaways from it. We can also have the same exact takeaway from 2 entirely separate situations. This is where individuality comes in, and this is where you trusting that the universe is you, working through you, flowing through you, and you are flexible. You care about what you think, you follow the flow, and you dive deeply, but you're also open to feedback and growth. Why did we each have different takeaways from the same situation? Because there are other channels that one is exploring that the other's not. One's not better, one's not wrong, one's not worse. They're merely different. And so we have 2 different energies where you can sift the difference in between, because what is that path? Because what is that lesson? What does it funnel to? And it always goes back to love, gratitude, source. Okay. So, this was the Light Seers Tarot. The infamous advice, please. Closing out advice for group number 2 on the next chapter of their spiritual journey. They really want me to hone in on that Shitali cooling breath, okay? Really practice that cooling breath. You think it's silly, it's not silly. But you might want to do something like taking a cold shower, hopping in the ocean, jumping in that river that you're meditating with. If the ground is kind of cold, take your shoes off and let your feet cool. Bring that cooling energy down, okay? Cool goes down for you right now. Advice. This is the African Tarot. I got this in Sedona at the Peace Place. This is, people ask me where I got this all the time. It's from this tarot place. The Brig. It looks like Celtic, but I don't know how to say it. This is the information on the box. I felt called to just bring it out for you guys. Okay. Anyway, advice, please, from the African Tarot for group number 2 on their spiritual journey. I'm hearing shine bright like a diamond. I'm also hearing every little thing is gonna be alright. Commit yourself to your spiritual journey at this time. Your spiritual practice, your spiritual understanding, the well of knowledge that you have will transmute into wisdom. All of the wisdom that you have will turn into knowledge. Okay, you are sifting the difference between 2 things. So continue to draw yourself back to center, back to love, back to focus. If you are at nature, a yogi, do your yoga. If you are at heart an energy worker, do your energy work. If you are at heart a singer or a light language channeler, or if you are at heart a mycologist or whatever, go back to your basic foundation and continue to practice whatever it is that is centering for you diligently, because what's macro is micro, what's macro is micro. You will notice that when you're practicing your pranayama and you're out here learning about astrology, that when you apply the golden ratio, you look at everything in perspective, you will be able to find the synchronicities. If you are so used to learning about Egypt and then all of a sudden you learn about Japan, you will notice the synchronicities if you continue to show up for your baseline work. If you're learning, for example, about, say you're learning about mushrooms, but you know a lot about starseed collectives or vice versa, you will notice that there are synchronicities, which is why welcome feedback. It helps you grow, but come back to your own center and trust that you're exactly who, what, when, where, why, and how you are supposed to be. Okay? You're allowed to be multifaceted. You're allowed to have a lot of different interests. You're allowed to be creative and follow your passions. In fact, it's encouraged at this time. So the things that you want to create, go for it at this time. Focus more about the passion, the feeling, the energy, the divine inspiration behind it than the tiny little details, but do show up anyway. Again, instead of filtering something big into the perspective of how can this be more or bigger or better, or how can I get this or accumulate this, draw it back to that initial framework and utilize that simplicity, that something you know like the back of your hand. Apply that framework to something, to anything that's more complex, convoluted, or a bit more foreign to you, because you'll be able to understand it from a perspective that to you, you know like the back of your hand. And you'll be able to expand from there, because what's micro is macro, what's macro is micro, and that's not to say that everything is the same, but the law of similarity begs to differ. That's a paradox because we live in the third dimension. And so, trust that you'll be able to understand. We have death and rebirth, the 10 of Wands, the Chariot, and the 7 of Wands. Okay. You are going to hit a point in your journey where something just clicks. And you're being encouraged to have faith in this moment. You're being encouraged to show up diligently until then. And you're being encouraged also at this time to make the choice to continue showing up. We have 7. We have 7 on the back of the deck that I didn't show you. We have 7. Okay, 7, 7, 7. And what was this affirmation? You love and accept yourself exactly as you are. You are in the right place at the right time. The universe knows what it's doing way better than you do, but you also know exactly what you're doing because you are following the flow. Okay, so if you are needing a little extra faith, go back to what you know. Do the astrological transits support it? Are the chakras of that, if you're stepping out on ice, are the chakras of that piece of ice balanced? It might seem far-fetched, but it's not. The microbes, the roots of the tree, everything is interconnected, but where does the tree stop? Does it taste a little bit different so it doesn't go back to that tree? Follow your instincts. Go back to the basics. Go back to what it is that you know. And trust that there's more to learn, as there always is. But if you find that center, love, gratitude, source, maybe it's the 7 chakra system, maybe it's the 12 zodiac signs, maybe it is electromagnetism, maybe it is sound healing, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, pineal, crown, right? Find your system, go back to the basics, and you'll be able to sift the energy differences along, and you will find gold mine after gold mine after gold mine in there, because those are all things that are unlocking, transmuting, and alchemizing within you right now. So, for this next chapter of your journey, cool it down, ground it, right? Come back to the center, and find that basic structure that honors you, and devote yourself fully to it. It will create so much more ease in your life, and there will be a moment where everything just snaps together. And when you hit that moment of that road ahead, notice that we have the Chariot with the 7 of Wands, and here, 7 of Wands can indicate someone's striving, trying to get up a cliff or something, or it's after victory and before forward movement. We've got the Chariot kind of popping them in the bum right here, okay? Which means that your 7 of Wands, that moment of hesitation where you're kind of like, I don't know, universe is going to give you a big old synchronistic push, okay? So give yourself what you need, go back to the basics, do your practice. Whatever your home base is, hone in on it. Because it's not slowing down right now. It's about to speed up. Your progression, your connection, your ability to see everything. So when it gets overwhelming and you ascend so far that you feel like you're outside of your body, ground. When you feel so connected with everything and you're like, whoa, but the root system never ends, pull it back to the chakras. Find the kundalini up your spine, so on and so forth. Whatever framework you have and whatever framework you're learning, they will go together. If you're wondering how, 1 to 3. If you're wondering how to balance it, electromagnetism. Okay? There is always a way. What's as above, so below, as within, so without. What's macro is micro, and micro is macro. No exceptions. And this might have you diving into the Akashics. It might have you diving into inner earth. It might have you might be surprised where it leads you, but follow the flow and hone in on your basics. We have the notes of D and F coming out for you. We have the Chalcopyrite coming out for you. We have Rainbow Crystalline Aura coming out for you. I do have an activation video on that if you're interested. Rose Quartz is popping up as well. We do have the Pleiades constellation and Pachamama with Gaia and Earth all coming out for you. Mycology was coming out a little bit. Hummingbird Spirit was coming out for you quite a bit. Cooling Breath, Shitali Pranayam, and the Pinky to Thumb Open Mudra. Okay? That is all I have for you, group number 2. I really hope that this helps you along the next chapter of your spiritual journey. As always, I'm sending you so much love, light, and gratitude. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. And I love you. Namaste. Hi there, group 3. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at the next chapter of your spiritual journey. You select the 3rd group with the emerald. This is a raw emerald. It is so pretty. I just want to take a moment to admire this beautiful baby. So, group number 3. With the emerald, this is letting me know the next chapter of your spiritual journey is you perhaps speaking on things you've held within for a long time. Some of you are opening up your throat chakra or even your heart chakra, or even some of that ancient knowledge that you have tapped into spiritually but have not been able to speak on. I know there are certain things, maybe in your day-to-day life or even in the spiritual community, or maybe just in general, because it honestly depends on who you are, where you've been, what you feel called to do. It's going to be different for everybody, but the first thing that I'm getting very strongly is that you're going to be speaking on things that normally you wouldn't have been speaking on, or things that you've known, things that you've learned that maybe there's some reason why there's friction against this. And this isn't going to say that you're going to be approaching friction, but it's saying that with the emerald here, you are not afraid to go there. Okay, so you're going to be perhaps taking those leaps of faith that put you in the position of the Fool. These energies that put you on a new journey. You are going to be stepping into newness in some sort of really beautiful, heart-centered, and also anciently abstract and intelligent ways. I just keep getting like ancient energies, ancient knowledge. And to be honest, as soon as I said, oh, group 3 is the emerald group in my mind, I immediately heard the emerald tablets. And this is beautiful. I love the emerald tablets. Gotta love Thoth, Hermes, Mercury, so on and so forth. But the thing here, okay, with the emerald tablets, I have literally read dissertations from quantum mechanics, from quantum physicists, cosmologists who are talking about how the emerald tablets, they hold secrets of space and time. And so how can we time travel and use the emerald tablets as a code? And that is super cool. Way up my alley, by the way. But also, time and space is a construct of our experience in the 4th dimension. And so this might be something here where you have information that might be kind of kooky to talk about to your day-to-day life friends in the grocery store. It can be information that maybe you are putting out there that the spiritual community isn't fully there yet. Or it can be one of those things where you can hear a pin drop, everyone's on the same page, but it's not the status flow to go there, to say that, to do that thing. So this next part of your spiritual journey is you cracking open and you not being afraid to go there. Okay, so this is super cool. Some of you, this is giving like light language activation. Others of you, this is giving, maybe you took a course. Okay, they're showing me, I did a hypnotherapist course a while ago. I've always been a past life regressionist, done it my whole entire life. But I finally got certified and it's something that I want to do more, but they're showing me that. So that parallel for you, maybe you took a course, or there's something that you love to do, but you don't sit down, show up, do the thing as much as you'd like to. Like I do it for myself all the time. I do it in readings for others, but when it comes to sitting down and drawing somebody else through their own regression so that they can tell it to me, that is something that I love to do, but I haven't gone there in my business yet. And that's a place where I've been holding myself back, but I also always believe we're in the right place at the right time. So there's a reason I'm sharing that with you. It's vulnerable for me, but it's important and it's cool. And it's something that I'm super passionate about and have done my whole life. And so there's something here where you have your own emerald, you have your own crystal, you have your own pearl. And maybe that is, for some of you, that can be the way that you feel. Unlocking the way that you feel, letting your art be seen. For others of you, it can be something like tapping in with light language or light codes or just something phenomenal, beautiful. Whatever it is, it's something that is beautiful and rare and amazing and beautiful and perfect, just like you are, group 3. I will take that to the grave. I will die on that hill. The universe is perfect, even with its imperfections. You are perfect with your imperfections. We grow, we evolve, we learn, we ebb and we flow along the way, but you're always where you're supposed to be. And as imperfect as you are, group number 3, you are also perfect. Okay. So the next chapter of your spiritual journey, they're telling me not to pull your affirmations yet. We're going to take a look at the space in your sternum. Well, I guess a little above your sternum, behind your collarbone here is where I'm feeling this. Kind of those, those lines on your collarbone right in the center of your chest. You're going to be opening this up. They're showing me this, and they're showing me an alignment of the lower jaw. Okay, some of you have a little extra space in the lower jaw. Some of you have a little bit of crowding in the lower jaw. There's going to be a heart to throat kind of cracking open, and you're going to notice that an entire layer of you peels back and sheds. And it's going to feel like a big yawn. It's going to be beautiful. So that's the first thing that they're showing me. So also, things like yawning, big stretches can be really helpful for you as well. This group, I would recommend maybe something along the lines of qigong or energy pulses, maybe like tapping or something like this, where you're not sinking into it like yin, but you're not like dynamically pushing through it like vinyasa or ashtanga vinyasa, whatever. Not whatever, but you know what I mean. But something that's a little bit more like where you hold something and then you do little pulses. They're showing me like in ballet, we would do penchés at the bar. And once you have your back leg in arabesque, you kind of pulse it up and down like 10, 20 times because it gives you the strength to be able to hold your flexibility, essentially. And so the same thing works, honestly, spiritually, mind, body, spirit. When you reach your full capacity of expansion or flexibility in a certain area, you strengthen that in little tiny segments. Not in a way where, since it's at your peak flexibility, not in a way where it's super strength training, because that can hurt you. It can actually create a huge tear or an injury or a pull or a sprain, and that'll actually cause you to constrict for a little bit. Kind of like when we have a spiritual expansion, you realize something, you get so excited about it, and then you try to apply it to areas of your life where you didn't figure out all the minutiae yet. Because sometimes when we draw energies back down, it opens up old frameworks of us. Or we have to release old versions of us that we were super comfortable in being around your friend at the grocery store, or that person you've known forever, or your parents, or that old buddy of yours, or whatever. And that's okay. Today I will take one step in the right direction. Okay. So this is the mindful affirmations deck that Intelligent Change sent me. This is not like promo, but they did send it to me, and I love this deck. And I did want to do a little bit of a journey guidance session for you guys today, as opposed to just my normal channel sessions. So, affirmations for group number 3 along the next part of their journey. Don't be afraid to go there. Okay, today take one step in the right direction. I'm smelling mushrooms. Why am I smelling mushrooms? I have an oracle deck that's made out of mushrooms, and it smells like mushrooms, and that did come out in group number 2 also. So take it if it resonates, leave it how it doesn't. Any signs and synchronicities there. Maybe you got a new oracle deck you haven't opened yet. Maybe there's one that's been popping up in your mind you haven't accessed yet. Maybe you're tapping in with the fairies or anything that little line can tug onto. This is going on the internet, so I'm going to stop myself there, but go if it flows, stay if it doesn't, right? Okay. Group number 3, affirmations. Okay. I accept myself and I accept others. Ooh, powerful, powerful. This is going to be a powerhouse for you to step in during this next part of your spiritual journey. Group 3, I can feel it already. I accept myself and I accept others. Okay. there's a beautiful, beautiful idea out there that you are meant to give birth to. There is something beautiful here that you want to express, that you want to be, that you want to remember or help others remember, and you also don't want to burst anyone's bubble. Everyone is where they're supposed to be. So, your affirmations are: today you will take one step in the right direction. Doesn't have to be big, it's allowed to be small. And accept yourself and accept others. Everyone's where they're supposed to be, including you, including others. I had a really cool conversation with a friend like a trillion years ago. And essentially it was, well, you're an astrologer, so you just assume, you think that everybody should believe in astrology, right? Because like you're an astrologer, so you just like automatically think that. And I said, well, actually, no. I personally believe that, but I also believe that everyone is who, what, when, where, why, and how they're supposed to be. Again, we're noticing a ripple effect from group number 2. I'm going to leave that there because I'm picking up the syncs, but I'm not going to intertwine them. So, intention to split the energies. You're going to be stepping forward into a part of your path that really, really excites you, but it's also going to be important that you continue showing up for it, because you might be the only one doing this, or you might be the only one who has seen that or read that or heard that vibration or understood that. You might be the only one that's closed out that journey or who understands the value of something, okay? And that's not to say there aren't others out there. It's just to say that this is going to be one big step for you. And this is going to be something where you hold the key. And when you have the key and you know where the lock is, that's what? It's the 5 of Pentacles card. That's the card of something being like, oh, but how come I have to do it? But how come I'm the one that's the straggler? Why do I have to? So this is what we're releasing. Okay, so you'll notice perhaps some things like this come up. This emerald looks a little bit like a chrysoprase or a chrysocolla to me, just in color. Really interesting, huh? So that can be significant. We have some creativity coming out. And I did actually do some tuning forks, some sound healing for the other piles, but for you, group 3, for some reason, I want to like bring some lighthearted energy into your reading. So instead of the tuning forks, I'm actually going to blow some bubbles for you. So please vibe with the bubbles. I love you. And no one can burst your bubble. Every moment is perfect, intentional, and one of a kind. Look, little rainbows. I love that. Okay. Now that my inner child is thriving, and I hope that yours is too, group 3, the other 2 affirmation cards that came out for you is I'm getting healthier and more joyful in every way, every day. You are getting healthier and more joyful in every way, every day. And we are full of energy and life from the moment we wake up till the moment we go to sleep, okay? Now this is actually reminding me of something that I was reading yesterday that talked about the idea where if we're not doing something in our day-to-day life, say someone is making not great decisions in their waking life. They go to sleep, they get a break from it, but they wake up and they still are that person. Now the same thing happens, they're saying, with the sleep of death. And so when you're faced with a new opportunity, when you're faced with a challenge in life, maybe a lesson or some information, and you are aware of the next step that it takes for you to become more healthy, to become more joyful, for you to accept yourself and others, to take a step in the right direction. Trust that the effort that you put spiritually will always, 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 sirens, listen, the energy that you put in spiritually will always, always flow. It will always pay it forward. It will always be worth it to you and so many others. So many others. You, group number 3, are an important part of our collective. You are here for a reason. You have a very important path, a very important mission, and you accept yourself and others. Now you might notice that there are some old limiting beliefs or things that you worked so hard to grow out of or to not be, or there are going to be things that rub you exactly what you would decide to be the wrong way. Okay, and you're being called to accept yourself and accept others. There's no possible wrong move except maybe that one, so you'll notice that someone comes at you with that one. And at the same time, you're noticing that you are spreading your wings. You are flying. You are having that, you might be interested in looking at Lorenz's butterfly effect. So add that to your list. I'm picking up on little tips and tricks and things to look into for each group to kind of look at throughout this next chapter of their journey. So for you, we have Lorenz's butterfly effect. We have the emerald tablets. We have bubbles and also rainbows. I'm also hearing the rainbow bridge. So some of you might have some passed on pets around you at this time, or they're also showing me group spirits. Okay, so the group spirit of dogs, the group spirit of hummingbirds, the group spirit of trees, of mushrooms, for example. So I'll leave that there. If you feel called, look into it, or if you want, write it down, take a little note, come back to it later when it feels right. But it aligns with this energy. So you might right now say, what do you mean a group spirit? And when this unfolds deeper in about a week or about a month, you'll go, oh wait, what was that about this? It totally makes sense. Okay, so take some notes right now subconsciously. Now, let's move on. We're going to take a look at your Mystic Shaman Oracle deck here. Tell us about the next chapter of group number 3's spiritual journey, please. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other, babes. Okay? Really, really do. Because you accept yourself and you accept others, but that doesn't mean that you have to be anything other than yourself or that others should be anything other than themselves either. We are all sovereign beings, part of the same one multiverse. So, while we are the universe or source experiencing itself, look at the you theory of the universe experiencing itself. Okay, write that one down if it calls to you. You'll notice that we are all the same thing experiencing itself from a different perspective. So because of that, inherently, everyone's going to have a different angle. So accept yourself and accept others, because everything and everyone is perfect where it's at. And when you have this big boy ascension coming in, you have this big boy information, you really want to make that art, you really want to use that voice, you really want to use that tool, you want to use that that course that you took, or that skill that you have, or that ability you've awakened to, or whatever it is for you, okay? Trust that it's a part of you for a reason, and that everybody else isn't supposed to get it exactly the way that you do. That is exactly what makes you unique and beautiful and perfect. Also, check out the transits around Aquarius, Uranus, and your 11th house at this time. And if you're having a hard time finding it, look at your draconic chart and your progressions, okay? What can you tell us about the next part of group number 3, spiritual journey, please? That fell on the floor, so this energy is grounding whatever we have. I did pull out bubbles for you guys, and the child is at the back of the deck with number 7, okay? Oh, Pachamama, the earth, she fell on the floor. Okay, and this card also came out in group number 2, so you might also have messages there as well. Okay, we have the child and we have Pachamama. This is also, guess what, 7 and 4, that's 11, that's Aquarius, that's Uranian energy. Some of you are tapping into self-realization. You are expanding your consciousness, you are expanding, ascending, if you will. This next part of your spiritual journey, you are going to be feeling, I'm hearing literally the phrase young, wild, and free. You might be doing little things like she's wearing feathers in her hair. She has braids in her hair. She's got face paint on. Her whole, like half of her head is just this cosmic, mystic kind of rainbow energy. And she's got a wing coming out of her head like Hermes, like Thoth, Mercury. Okay, so there's something there, rabbit hole. Some of you might be interested in deep diving into that. We also have, again, I'm getting healthier and more joyful in every way, every day. Your inner child is getting healthier and more joyful in every way, every day. And so is the earth. Mother Earth is getting healthier and more joyful in every way, every day. Here's something. What you're doing for you, it is for you. And it's also for everyone else too. Sit with me for a moment, group 3. Put your heart chakra in a light bubble. And now send that light bubble to your inner child. Now expand that light bubble around your whole being. Now, put that light bubble around the entire planet Earth. From that perspective, give yourself and everything included in this light bubble a big hug. Say, thank you, I'm grateful for you. And release, go back to your business. Okay? So this is also coming back from this beautiful, expansive place. This is a big part of your spiritual journey. This is why you're feeling called to step into your calling. This is why you're feeling called to activate yourself or others. This is why you're feeling called to perhaps know that it's go time. You need to pull back somewhere, really hit the brakes. You need to really forge forward somewhere really fast. Because there's a redistribution of energy that's going around here for you. We're taking a look at the solar plexus and the pineal gland. Now, let's talk about the spiritual eye, the third eye, the one eye. There's this idea that we live in a three-dimensional universe, and we're able to see the yin on the yang, and it comes from the source. And so you're able to combine all of them together. But once you expand that, and you expand and transcend beyond duality, you're not just seeing from your two eyes, you're not just seeing from your third eye, you're not just seeing from the spiritual eye, you are. So what do you mean you're seeing? Because you are. Just how we are experiencing ourselves. Like you can see your hands, you can look at yourself in the mirror. That's all this is when we experience it. Pratyahara, removing yourself from the senses, but being so omnipresent that you have access to all of it. So some of you, this is really, really going to be either thrusting you into where you've always wanted to be, and it's so exciting. And for others of you, it's really going to be thrusting you into where you're meant to be, and it might be just oh so scary. But either way, there's that jitter, okay? And it's showing up for me where I'm feeling this clairsentiently on my collarbone here on the left side, right towards the center, okay? So some of you, I would recommend, there's this Qigong movement actually, where you flex your hands and you put them by your side, kind of like a little penguin, and you flex them like this, and you shrug your shoulders. Make sure that there's space under your armpits. They say hollow armpits, okay? And you go ha, 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 and it releases energy, but they're down at your sides, okay? So you're actually sending the energy out. And so this kind of creates space in that area and opens it up and releases the energy, and it uses that pulsing energy that we talked about earlier. So if you're exercising, if you're doing yoga, okay, if you're doing Pilates, if you are doing Qigong, implement tapping, okay? Tapping. Implement diaphragmatic pulsing breath. Implement pulsing of maybe your arabesque, or when you're in your three-legged dog, okay, pulsing that leg, pulsing that arm. That will help you to strengthen your most expanded point, mind, body, spirit. You can do the same thing spiritually as well, okay? So, we also have your inner child coming out to say hello here, and they want someone's inner child is very, very has elder vibes, okay? Really coming out strongly here. There's a child or your inner child or a version of you that you were tapped into as a child that's coming through to say, they're showing me a wolf, okay? Looking into wolf spirit, that's the second time that came out. They're saying they've been with you for many moons. They've seen you through many phases, and they've all pivoted around one central point. Okay, they're showing me actually the flower of life. They're showing me the flower of life and how everything loops together and it comes around one central point. And so this version of you, this childlike but also elder energy, they're showing me an elder who's so spiritually advanced that they look young, like Mahavatar Babaji, like Krishna, like so many other cosmic conscious having incarnations of divine love, right? And they're showing me they've seen this version of you, but it always comes back to center. They've seen this version of you, and they've seen this version of you, and no matter where it's at on the path, it always comes back to that center, because that's the point that it's all rotating around. Same idea with the spiritual eye here. We have 3 points. You're looking at a trinity, right? But are you looking at a trinity, or are you looking at duality and the pathway to transcend it, right? So it's like an external perspective. The third dimension is literally an access point and a portal to beyond space-time. And it's drawing me back again to the emerald tablets, space-time continuum, that fourth dimensional consciousness. And you are tapping into a deeper cosmic consciousness from this. So when you're tapping into things like rainbows, the rainbow bridge, rainbow crystalline energy, when you're tapping into your light work or your past, present, future, parallel, lifetime regression, the Akashic realm, the cosmic realm, the causal realm, when you're tapping into all of these energies, you accept yourself and you accept others because you're able to see everything almost from a remote viewing, remote experience perspective, from everything and everyone else's perspective, and also honoring your own sovereign perspective. Because you and everything else is exactly who, what, when, where, why, and how it's supposed to be. This next chapter of your spiritual journey, group number 3, it's you honoring this, you knowing this, but you taking it a step further. You taking off that armor, taking off that vest, releasing that version of you that was protecting you, and moving forward authentically. This is honestly giving, doing the type of energy work people didn't know existed. This is giving quantum physicists a run for their money. This is giving deconstructing false light programs. This is giving big energy. Big energy. Okay. And we do have a little bit of lightheartedness coming out too, because it's that doing something oh so big and oh so serious with the joy and the wonder of a child. But it's not just any child. It's not a reckless, naive child. It's an elder in a child's body. And that is that energy. It's that integration of the two with Pachamama here. I'm also hearing Tankashala, so that can be significant for some of you. Take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. Maybe write it down in your little notebook for later. Call it a day. We are looking at number 7 and 14. As we mentioned earlier, is 11, the master number of self-realization, resonant with Aquarius, Uranus, and the 11th house. Humanitarianism as well. Doing something not just for yourself, but for others. Knowing that since we're all the universe experiencing itself, what you do for you, if you say how you're doing it, or you say, this is the feedback I could have used, this is what I wish that I heard, here's what helped me through this, and you do something with it, anything with it, group 3, there will eventually be something, someone else at some point in time that will revere that, and it will be exactly what they were seeking for, just like you were. If you build it, they will come. It can be like Van Gogh, where it's long after you pass. It can be like Dr. Sebi, where he's well aware, he's well into it. There are hundreds of people right there with him. Either way, it is for you and it is for the earth. Look at this duality here. This channel, it's between the self and source, between child and all of earth. It is that innocence of a child. It is welcoming Gaia and treating her like a child. Why would you take away a lollipop from a kid? Unless it's like processed sugar and stuff like that. Why would you take away a toy from a child? Right? Why scold a child when it's just doing its best? It's still growing, it's still learning, it's still evolving. But also, we lean to her for protection. She provides us with nourishment, with nurturing. All of the energy, all of the pollutants that we put down into her, she does her best to recycle. Sometimes it looks like her crying, her storming. Sometimes it looks like tornadoes and hurricanes and earthquakes. And sometimes it's exactly that fertilizer that grows more nutrients for us. But at the end of the day, it's every kid for itself. Because the best thing that you can do for anything or anyone else is honor yourself. And in that, accept yourself and accept others. And this is where we're looking at things like deconstructing false light programs. This is where we're looking at things like taking one step in the right direction, even though you're like, is this a rickety bridge? Is there even a bridge here? I don't even know what the end of the road looks like. Maybe you can see it, but maybe no one else has walked it. Or maybe a couple other people have walked it and they're just legends. No one knows what really happened. Like there's kind of this eerie vibe, but it's not a bad eerie. It's like an excited eerie. It's like, it's almost kind of giving someone learning that they're a medium or having their first experience and then just diving down that rabbit hole, even though they might be a little bit scared. That can be where you're at, or that energy can just be a nice parallel. Maybe you're someone who gives people that experiences for a living. Either way, you are full of energy and life from the moment you wake up till the moment you go to sleep. And also, group 3, every moment in between. Yes, we have cycles, We have circadian rhythms. But that is only so that we can feel that entire circle that goes around that central point. And when you honor that central point, you are the elder within the child. You are the being sending light to the earth. You are the light around the earth. You are full of energy and life. You are waking up, you are going to sleep, and you're every moment in between on either side of that polarity. And so, when you are stepping into this gift, when you are stepping into this knowledge, when you're stepping into your health, your joy, your inner child, your inner elder, your inner all of earth, all of the multiverse, whatever this is, when you are stepping into this, all that is asked for you is to put one foot in front of the other, knowing that there might be a bridge that supports you when you get there. You kind of heard there might be. But you also might have to build your own. But isn't it a good thing that you just synchronistically took that bridge building class a couple years back? And that for some reason you just felt it was going to be important. You are guided, you are protected, and everything is intentional. And that is why accept others for not wanting to go with you. And accept those on the other side that you'll meet when you're there. Also accept yourself when you're walking away from those that don't want to go with you. And accept yourself for being alone on that bridge if you don't know you'll make it across. Accept yourself on the other side when you're looking worn and torn and tired. And accept yourself because you are everything, and everything deserves that. This is the next part of your spiritual journey. Honestly, group 3 slay. See, that lighthearted energy, it's like this is not a drill, this is not a joke, but keep it lighthearted. Keep it lighthearted. Welcome that inner child. Say it with a smile. Say it with a wink and a smile. Laughter is the best medicine, I'm hearing. Besides medicine. Okay. This is my Follow Your Heart Oracle deck, available on my Etsy shop. Next part of group number 3, spiritual journey, please. What do they need to know? It's your ancestors. Ooh. Okay, I'm hearing Tankashala again. We have Tankashala, we have Pachamama, we have the child, the elder child. They're showing me, there is this, like Indian, Hindu, I want to say ritual, but I feel like that's not entirely correct, where they will have children who they believe are reincarnations of certain deities, or they will have certain children that show divine traits, and they will live their like whole formative years without their feet touching the ground. And they're showing me this like preservation of the child because of the awareness that it's a divine being. So there's something there that's significant. It can be in the culture, it can be in your ancestry, it can be in your energetic sovereignty, but there's something here about, honestly, or just as a concept, protecting that innocence, protecting that health, that joy, that life force energy, protecting it, and keeping it ascended, keeping it light, keeping it lighthearted, because it's already here on the earth. Because what can you receive that hasn't already been given by someone, somewhere, someday? What can you give that hasn't been received at some point, somewhere in time? Your brain cannot imagine something you have not yet experienced, and if you haven't experienced it in this life, your subconscious knows a lot more than you do. And what layer of your subconscious are you looking at? This is where we tap in with the Akashic records. This is where we tap in with the causal realm. It's your ancestors. What does that mean? Does it mean your bloodline? Does it mean other places that you've incarnated before that are connected on your little seed flower of life loop, coming back to that center? Is it those ancestors, the ancestors of those beings? Is it those beings? Does ancestors mean, is Gaia your ancestor? What does that mean to you? Because that can mean anything. Your ancestors can be the tree on your block that's 100 years older than you are. Your ancestor can be that spider that's been living in your house. It can also be that loved one of yours that passed away that's coming through to say hello. Feminine vibes. So, it's your ancestors. Allow yourself to stand in the power of your ancestry. You are a child of the universe. You are a child of Earth. You are a child of consciousness. And this is where we get this elder child vibe. Do tap in with your ancestors. Some of you if you have some sort of heritage that you don't know too much about the culture, or like the ancient construction of that culture, or maybe even the culture that was on that place of the earth before that, you might want to look into that. It might show you some things that resonate with you that are yet to be activated in your ancestral line's DNA in a very tangible, physical, bloodline sense. Okay? If you want to ground it like that. The other cards, ooh, that fell on the floor. Here I go. Okay, we have Wise Like Wood. Ooh, I did just channel the wood element in my big collaboration with all of the besties for the resties. Slay. Including but not limited to my friends who did the other 7 elements. We have Wise Like Wood. And we also have Removal of Obstacles. We have shout out to Ganesh here, who I also recently channeled. So you might eventually want to find yourself back down those readings if you haven't looked at them yet, if that resonates with you. Or other readers who you know, love, and trust who have found similar energies. Ancestors. I did a collaboration with Monica about your bloodline ancestors and your soul ancestors. Messages from them. Wise Like Wood, that was the element that I channeled with that big collaboration with 7 other readers. Ganesh, I did, I believe, the week that came out. So there's this energy here about connection, okay? Accepting yourself and accepting others. That one energy there that feels like it doesn't belong, which is exactly why it does. And that's within you as well, and that's why you are exerting that. That's why you are stepping into this gift. That's why you're stepping into this moment. It is that island of misfit toys that comes out in my reading quite a bit. Because we are all our own misfit toy. We are all the child that appreciates the misfit toy. And we are all the caretaker of our own island of misfit toys. Regardless of how that manifests for you, regardless of what that looks like. This next part of your spiritual journey, your path is cracking wide open. You'll notice that when you let the universe flow through you, it flows for you. And you're going to be, I'm hearing, checking things off your bucket list, one by one. And you're going to feel energized. You're going to feel like you are just floating. You're going to feel like your premonition is increasing. You're going to feel that not only do you know what you have to offer, not only do you know what you can do, but that you're out here doing it, even if it's one step at a time. It's that moment when you are approaching where the bridge is supposed to be and you realize that there is one there. And you take that first step, not aware of whether or not it will support your weight. And just that little voice says, keep going. And it does. Even though you have your parachute on your back, you got your rock climbing gear in your pocket, some chalk in there. Even though, expect the best, prepare for the worst, and listen to your intuition along the way. Because you accept yourself and you accept others, and you expect the universe to do the same in return, because that's all that exists. So what is that point that you've been revolving around? It's time that you stand in that point and you expand it. A lot of you are getting really close. They're showing me, again, I think this is why this was coming out in group 2, how these are linked. Okay, they talked about the golden ratio quite a bit, and they're showing me, okay, for you guys, you're getting the seed of life, the flower of life quite a bit, but they're showing me how you're that outside circle. And then you're that central circle, and then you're that third circle, and then you're that half of a spiral at the very center that brings you right into that point. And that is that moment of source, that moment of the Big Bang, that moment of reincarnation. It is that event horizon, the singularity. And so you'll notice that there's a rebirth within and around you. So merely surrender, accept yourself, and accept others. Say what you know to be true, do what you know to be right, and trust that you're getting healthier and more joyful in every way, every day. And that there is so much power behind a child's innocence. Always take that step of integrity. Not that you wouldn't, group 3. But this next part of your spiritual journey is going to be relying heavily on that integrity. If you don't, who else will? As within, so without. So be the change. Reclaim your power. Woo! I love that. I love this deck so much. I got this from an independent creator called B. This is B's Oracle. I don't have her on social media. Okay, smudge yourself. I'm just gonna leave that there. Okay. Other people's stuff. Okay, we accept them, but we don't have to embrace and embody and permeate that. Right? Okay. Also, some of you, we have ancestors coming out with poor libation. Make an offering to your ancestors. Okay, you got some full moon water, you got some eclipse water, you got some ocean water, river water, something like that laying around. Okay, give it to your ancestors. Whatever that means for you. And that definition's allowed to change, right? Your ancestors. It can be your line of gurus. Your ancestors. It can be your bloodline ancestors. It can be your soul's ancestors. It can be your past, present, future parallel incarnations. It can be a deity that always calls out to you. They're showing me, Lexi, hey girl, they're showing me Lexi, and I know she worked with Aphrodite a lot. That would be like that can be an example of ancestry as well. It doesn't have to be just where you're from, although it can be, including but not limited to acceptance. Reclaim your power. Stand in that power and pour a libation. Offering. Make an offering. You are an offering. Your life immediately. The moment that you're born into this third dimension, into this mortality, this is going to get a little bit, this is going to go there, okay? So just for a moment, hang on there, group 3. The moment that you are born, you have already agreed to be unborn, okay? The moment that you alive, you also sign on to unalive. You are the greatest offering that you can make. Live it up. And I don't mean like YOLO, I mean a little bit. I mean go there, but offer yourself to what? To source, to God, to creator, to your higher self, to the multiverse. Offer yourself. Be the best version of yourself with the most integrity, the healthiest, the most joyous, the most accepting. Offer yourself to the universe the way you want the universe to offer itself to you, because you are one and the same. And everything and everyone in all of existence ever deserves that too. And sometimes things pop up, but what about that? But I know. We know. The whole universe is saying, look, we get it. But that's been you. A criminal has to fall asleep a criminal, and then they wake up still being a criminal. And that's a choice. That doesn't make anyone right or wrong or good or bad. Accept yourself and accept others. There's always going to be that but. There's always going to be that energy where you get so close to finding that central point, that's your axis point, and you go, but, and they're showing me Lilith energy. They're showing me South Node energy. They're showing me Chiron energy. They're showing me Saturnian energy. But. Exactly. Pun intended, clearly, but we all have a but. We all have a but. Mostly. And that's okay. It's your ancestors. You are wise. You've got this. Obstacles are being removed from your path. And there's a reason. There's a reason why something calls to you. There's a reason why you can do something. There's a reason why you feel like you kind of want to do something. There's a reason you've read all of those things. There is a reason, and it is as much yours and yours alone as it is so much bigger than you and universal. And anything along that journey should give you comfort. Because the second that you look around and you say, oh, the world doesn't need another blank. No, but it's you. It's your blank. It's Uranus. It's Aquarius, the first thing that came out. And the second that it's, but no one else is. Exactly. And it was given to you for a reason. So whatever you need there, draw yourself a little pipeline and say, me, clear channel, source, or universe, or God, or whatever vibes with you right now, right? You'll get it. And you find whatever point that is that makes you feel the most comfortable. Okay? Maybe it's you and you alone. You feel super special, right? And maybe it's, you know what? The whole universe is in this with me. And maybe it's a point in the middle that makes you feel just comfortable and just right. And you know what? Call that an ancestor. Call that your higher self. Call that what you are embodying. And remind yourself of that energy. And if you can, try to pinpoint what that energy feels like. Maybe find it in your birth chart. See what's affecting. See what's going on. See if you can find yourself, pull some little rational details going on. The more information you can give yourself, the more you can rationalize things to yourself. And you're smart, group 3. But we did have Pachamama and Child coming out here. Sometimes kids know exactly what's going on and they act like they don't know a dang thing in the world. And that's not true at all. And sometimes a child is the wisest. Sometimes the child is the most innocent. It's all perspective. And it's all relative, which is the cool part. Now we're getting into your tarot. I know, finally. Group 3. I just love hanging out with you guys. Okay, so we have make an offering. water is great for you right now. Especially if it's from a specific geographical location, or if you go to a location to make your offering. Okay, that's coming up. What does ancestors mean to you? Redefine that. We have pulsing and pumping movements. Okay, we have that Qigong exercise. I don't know what it's called off the top of my head, but it's where you shrug your shoulders, you bring your shoulders like up to your ears, create space under your armpits, and then you drop your shoulders, and you go ha. You go ha, 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 while you shrug your shoulders and drop them. It grounds your energy, opens up that heart. Okay, so your tarot. Emerald tablets also. If you have read that, reread it. If you haven't read it, check it out. Also bubbles, get yourself some bubbles. They can be fun. Get them at the dollar store. Super cheap. Or if you see a bubble, that can be signs. Now I'm hearing bubble butt. Love that. Lighthearted energy. 10 of Pentacles, King of Swords. See this card sticking out? I'm going to grab it. Hanged Man. Back of the deck, 7 of Wands. Okay. Oh my gosh. You're content where you're at, and so the universe is challenging you to move, daring you. And because of this, you're going to be speaking up. You're going to be speaking up about all that you've learned. This is giving Odin looking like crazy when he hung himself upside down from a tree and then coming back with all of the information about the runes. Okay, this is giving Buddha sitting under a tree in meditation for 40 days, coming back, telling the townspeople everything that he learned in meditation, and them all calling him cuckoo, and so he has to go back and meditate again to learn how to convey it. This is giving also, same with the dude that invented Reiki, Mikao Usui. I think I'm saying that interestingly, but that's okay. Same thing, he went up, meditated on the top of a mountain, came back down, he was kind of confused. He ended up hurting his foot, and he touched his foot, and it instantly healed, and he said, this is Reiki, this is what the universe was preparing me for. He was getting attuned. He paid it forward. This is that moment for you. We have 112 coming out. We have 7. Keep an eye out for 71. Keep an eye out for unexpected communication, because you have 7 to 10 is a 3, but it's unseen. Okay, so keep an eye out for that throat chakra expressing itself with the King of Swords centering the spread. Okay, keep an eye out for expressing yourself in unusual ways, or ways that feel oh so right in oh so weird moments, because they're not weird. They're just right. Okay. Also, be aware that you don't need to worry about abundance right now, and that if you're curious if you should say the thing, say the thing. If you're like, oh, I don't know, should I cut that out? Don't cut it out, okay? If you've changed your mind about something and you are entirely positive, it is what it is. Accept yourself and accept others. We are all ever growing and changing, and we have poor libation with the Hanged Man, and this is actually kind of giving with the ancestral energy here. It's kind of giving, like, you've broken some really, really strong, heavy, I'll say ancestral karma, okay, for lack of a better term, because we all have different perspectives here when it comes to spirituality, and that's normal. I accept you, you accept me, we're here flowing and vibing, but what is important here is you have stopped and cracked open and stepped out of a really, really important, pertinent cycle. So now you can go back to the beginning. Go back to the baby of that energy. Go back to who is the ancestor before that cycle got into play. Maybe what did that culture look like in your heritage before things started to get all out of whack? Okay, you are going back to a, of course, modernized and present day version of that purified energy, and you're expressing all of that like a lion's roar. They're showing me it's like rah, super, super powerful. Reclaim your power. Yes. And pour libation. They're also showing me someone like after a long battle. They're showing me like just a superhero movie. You're like, I broke the ancestral karma. I saved the world. Woohoo, we're the Avengers, okay? So pour yourself a libation. Pour yourself an offering. And I'm not telling you drink. I'm not telling you not to drink. I'm just saying maybe it's get your nails done, okay? Maybe it's take a day off work. Maybe it is go lay outside in the sunshine. Whatever it is to you, make an offering to yourself and treat yourself like an offering to all that exists. And let that be the case for you too, because you are one and the same. Honor yourself, reclaim your power, and don't be afraid to be a little quirky, because right now you are in the vibe for it, and it's in a good way, trust me. And you are full of energy from the moment, and life, from the moment I wake up till the moment you go to sleep. The moment you wake up till you go to sleep, you are full of life and energy, which I love, and health and joy. Beautiful. Some of you want to howl at the moon? Go howl at the moon. If you want to go into a forest and be naked, frolicking around, and go howl at the moon, be my guest. Do it, please. We have Two of Swords. I'm not telling you to go out and be crazy, but I'm telling you that what you might think is crazy might not be very crazy. Okay, there might be a reason. Actually, there's always a reason for something. So, Two of Swords. Oh, Two of Swords, they're showing me the Seven of Wands. Make the decision to say it. Make the decision to do the thing, to write the thing, to that little extra thing, whatever it is. When it comes up, if you're in doubt, should I do this, should I not do it? Your answer is, when you're unsure, do it. When you're unsure, do it anyway. Okay, there's a reason. We have, oh, look at this, the Fool. Yes, I'm hearing, have faith in me. A day to remember. The Fool. Be the Fool. Like came out in the beginning of your reading. The Fool. Be the Aquarian energy. Be the weird guy. Be the weird guy. Be the Fool. Be the one saying the thing that everyone's thinking, but no one's going to say. You know why? Because that might just very well be a day to remember. Pun intended. Also, we had a butt joke come out, and that hasn't happened in a reading before. Brandy just sneezed. That's my girl, my dog. Wolf spirit. Wolf spirit. Whew. Okay. Your final advice cards. Sorry, let me scoot closer. Your final advice cards. Page of Spears. Okay, literally, you see this, right? If say the thing was a tarot card, it would be this. It would be this reading. And we have the Nine of Cups. Put yourself first at this time. If it feels like you are sacrificing something within you to hold something back to keep the peace, that is when you say the thing. Okay? Put yourself first, unapologetically, especially right now. I'm not telling you to go throw a tantrum. Okay? I'm not telling you to go yell at someone, but I am telling you to go to the middle of New York City and do your rain dance. Okay? And I don't mean that in an appropriation way. Please do what is respectful and appropriate for your situation, but I'm saying do the thing in the place where the thing maybe isn't done all the time. But honor you. Honor you. Honor that elder in your inner child. Honor the inner child in your inner elder. Honor your ancestors. Do the thing. They're showing me, I'm not condoning this, but they're showing me how there was this group of protesters, and they went and they threw paint to represent like blood on a Van Gogh painting, the sunflower one. I actually have a shirt of that painting. And now, of course, they covered up the painting first so that it didn't actually get damaged. Sorry, it was my lizard. So it didn't actually get damaged. But and I'm not condoning that we do things like this, but they're saying, like, spread the message, do the thing, start the organization, join the organization, make that ripple effect, be a lion, and roar. Okay? And you can be a cute, tiny, weird little baby lion trying to figure out what your roar sounds like, but at the end of the day, you know that you can roar because so many have done it before you. And this is where you're being called to look at. Look, we had the Emerald Tablets coming out. We've got your ancestry coming out. We've got your inner child, your inner elder coming out. We've got Pachamama coming out. This is a powerful moment in your spiritual journey, and you already know what's going on. So as you walk this journey, again, they want me to just repeat, accept those that you're walking away from. Accept those that might be there when you get to where you're going. Accept yourself along the way through every single part of that journey. And trust that when you let the universe flow through you, the universe flows for you. There are no accidents. And you have every answer that you ever need. When in doubt, say yes. And don't forget to laugh. They're also showing me now, they're showing me that Qigong exercise that I shared with you guys, the ha, ha, ha with your shoulders. And they're showing me someone going ha, 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 until it turns into an actual laugh. Okay, so keep it lighthearted. And just to close out, because why not? Here's some more bubbles. All right, group 3. That is the next chapter of your spiritual journey. That was quite a long reading, but that's okay. I'm here for you guys. And I hope that this helped shed love, light, and clarity on your situation. I hope it gave you some good mind, body, spirit, soul food going on. And I hope that you have an amazing and beautiful rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. I love you so very much. You got this. Go forth and be yourself. Amen. Period. Namaste. Hi, Group 4. Namaste and welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at the next part of your spiritual journey, and you selected the 4th group with the Tiger's Eye. Now you selected the group with the heart chakra number 4. You also selected the Tiger's Eye, the crystal of clarity, protection, strength, intuitive guidance, stepping into your power. Tiger's Eye is known to be very, very protective. In fact, when I think of protection, it's one of the first crystals I think of. I would say Tiger's Eye, obsidian, black tourmaline. But Tiger's Eye is different because it really cracks open your intuition, and it kind of takes you on a fierce journey. They're showing me like the eyes of like a panther or a jaguar. And I'm also hearing Darshan, so that can be significant for some of you. Take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, or write it in your journal to come across later. But since you picked the Tiger's Eye, I also felt drawn towards playing some of these tuning forks for you that I did in some of the other groups. And I selected this crown chakra for you because of the Tiger's Eye, as well as the soul star, to kind of draw some expansion here. Now, so you know, we have the note B for the crown chakra, and for hertz, this is also 963 hertz. This particular tuning fork is at 480, but 963 is the divine frequency. The note B is what we're looking for here. This soul star chakra tuning fork is 272.2. Okay, so for those that are interested, what is going on, what frequencies we're using today, I'm going to just play these, so take a moment to inhale. There we go. They're showing me this beautiful color that is kind of a lavendery pink, a little bit of a lilac, like a baby fuchsia. Okay, they're showing me the color of the soul star chakra. Oh, actually, they hit these together and it sounded very nice, so I'll do this once for you. That's very intense. With the Tiger's Eye. Now this is giving me immediately astral work, lucid dreaming. This is giving me doing a lot of work in the spiritual realms, perhaps shadow work that has to do with past, present, future, parallel lifetimes of yours, other places your consciousness is manifest. This is also giving the energy of, with this Tiger's Eye here, it's kind of giving isolation, solitude, hermit mode, or going within. So this next part of your spiritual journey is going to be highly internal, highly personalized, and it's going to be an energy where I'm getting the theme is going to be very likely your essence is your own. What is protected is within. As within, so without, surely. But they're showing me this awakening of like the great ferocity within, in a beautiful way, in a light way. But it's this expansion of an exploration of the internal self where you feel positive that nothing can harm you, nothing can come near you, not only because you know your angel, spirits, guides, ancestor, source have your back, but because you know who you are. And apart from that, spiritually, you can fend for yourself. This is giving, again, astral work, spiritual, internal work, lucid dreaming. This is giving work in the subtle realms entirely. The first thing that I'm picking up for advice for you guys for this part of your journey, Group 4, is to go within every morning when you wake up and every night before you go to bed. Focus on that as your priority and do your chakra work. Don't prioritize root to crown more than crown to root. Do both diligently. Show up and prioritize your spiritual hygiene at this time. This is going to be one of those moments in your life where your 3D self kind of rolls with the punches because your soul, your spirit, your energy is doing all of the work. Now, you've likely had one of these experiences before, or several of them, and if you haven't, this is going to be a large moment of trust. Trusting in the divinity of the self, and perhaps for some of you, past life integration. Now what this is, I'll use a linear format and then I'll explain it in a timeless format so that it's a bit more digestible, okay? You have a past life. You remember this past life or you're awakening to it. And so now the good positive traits, the lessons that this past life has learned, you are now remembering this and you're integrating those aspects into yourself. From a timeless perspective, pieces and particles that are quantum entangled with you and your consciousness, your energetic sovereignty, the bits and pieces of you that are quantum entangled with other bits and pieces of the universe are awakening to one another and they are merging into one. This is unity consciousness of you and other select particles within the universe, outside of time and space. Or, and again in a linear format, a past, present, future parallel, past lifetime of yours, future lifetime of yours, other reality lifetime of yours. This can also be looking like timeline work. This is why they're drawing me to astral work, lucid dreaming, timeline work as well. Finding different yous in other realities, eliminating certain realities, honing in the skills of other realities, finding realities quantum shifting, where you have learned something already, where you have what you want, where you step fully into your path, where you're fully protected, drawing these energies into oneself, finding the ones you're already connected to, and finding the ones that you wish to entangle with. This is all energy work. This is all quantum shifting. This is all happening in the quantum field beyond time and space, but working with time and space is your friend right now. So trust that when you wake up and you do your chakra work and you meditate and you do your yoga in the morning, that is when you have the clearest mind. At that point, you're going to write down, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're going to show up and you're going to do all 4 of those things. And when you get around to 3.5 and you start feeling, well, I don't know, I kind of want to do this and kind of feeling this kind of way, I'm getting different clarity now. No, you're going to honor what you did initially. You're going to finish up that to-do list. You're going to human for the end of your day. And then before you go to bed, you're going to do it again. You're going to meditate, do your chakra work, lucid dream at night if it serves you, sleep during the day if you have to. Activate bat mode if that's what calls to you. But know that you are protected physically while you're tapping into this energetically. This is giving something where you can be, they're showing me astral projection, and just to use an example, okay, because there are so many different ways outside of time and space to explain this, kind of like how I dealt with the past life scenario here. So take this with a grain of salt or whatever. They're showing me someone astrally projecting. And so essentially what they're saying is, while you are not in your body is protected. Okay? So while you are doing the internal work, while you are tapping in with those versions of yourself quantumly, your life, your material life, even though it might be shifting, even though the things that you're doing might be a little bit different, you might feel like you're on autopilot, you might need to sleep more, whatever's going on, your material world is protected because you are doing the internal quantum work. And that is important. There is some, they're not showing me like internal heavy lifting, like they're not necessarily showing me shadow work, although this can be the case, and I know everyone doesn't love that term, and that's cool too, I respect that. But this is giving awakening to the next level of your, I'm hearing the term spiritual rank. Personally, I don't love that because I don't love comparison as a topic, but it exists and it explains this energy in a sense. So there's this energy of stepping into remembering who you are and knowing that that's the case, okay? And apart from this, this is all internal spiritual work, awakening. This is going to be what spontaneous awakening looks like, rapid ascension looks like. You open up your eyes, you have an awakening, and it's like you wake up from a dream. It's like you just got jolted open. Except it's your quantum state, it's your quantum body, it's your consciousness, it's your internal experience that's going through this, propelling you into the forward motion, where this body is so relative. It is the smallest part of your being, and it's basically on autopilot, even though you know it's following your intuition, because what is intuition? You know that you're the universe. Right? So that's big. That's pretty big, group 4. So, advice right off the bat, prioritize the chakra work. Prioritize the meditation. Every morning when you wake up, every morning when you fall asleep. Bonus points if you are watching the sunrise and or the sunset. Okay? Those are very, very powerful times. Bonus points if you are watching the moon rise and set, if you are underneath that full moon. Okay? Bonus points. And then again, the first message that's coming out for you to know, okay, I'm pulling your affirmation cards now. The first message for you to know is that while you are in the other realms, your physical vessel is protected. Your physical life is protected. Things might be shifting, sure. You might wake up one day, look in the mirror, and you look maybe a little bit different. That happens. You can intend your teeth to be straighter. You can intend the wrinkles out of your face. You can intend larger boobies. Don't tell anyone. You can adjust your physical state. Okay, so you might notice some changes as a result of this. You know how they say when you are doing the work and you're looking beautiful inside, you look beautiful outside? You know when you're having a rough day and you look rough on the outside? It's very much following that principle of, you know, when you feel good, it makes you look good, and when you look good, it helps you feel good, because the infinity sign, everything affects everything else, you know, as within, so without, as without, so within. And you are doing some major reconstruction inside, okay? This doesn't feel as much like shadow work as it is realization, like awakening and shedding, opening up your eyes and shedding. It doesn't feel like you are approaching a wound. It looks like you are approaching your power, like you are flying as close as you can to the sun, except you're not Icarus. You are the sun, okay? So trust that while this happens, while you might be experiencing shifts in the way that maybe you prioritize your day, shifts in the way that maybe you're called immediately to do less hours at work and go somewhere else. Maybe you feel called immediately to do more yoga or spend money that you weren't really intending on spending anywhere right now on some sort of health care or a service or something, okay? Follow that. When you get that guidance, fresh out of meditation, because you're meditating now morning and night, or that's your homework, okay? That is going to be your guidance, your clarity. Follow that, okay? Also, take a look at your the traditional Chinese medicine circadian rhythm hour chart. Okay, that's gonna be added to your notes. It's gonna be added to your homework list. Okay, take a look at that. You will notice when the best time is to eat, to do homework, to get work done, to relax, to rest, to do all of your things. And it will help you align with the rhythm of the universe, the rhythm of yourself, and fit your intended spiritual priority list tasks in the appropriate time slot, and it will help you flow. Everything else will fall into place. You'll feel better. You'll feel healthier. And while you are doing your astral work, your spiritual work, your lucid work, your internal work, your timeline work, your quantum work, your physical vessel and life are protected. Okay, that money you're not sure if you should spend and your intuition is telling you to, you're protected. Go ahead. Okay, that change to your face where you're like, I don't know what's going on, maybe. Okay, trust the flow. Okay, it's going somewhere. It has a destination. Okay, there's a reason for it, so trust it. This is the mindful affirmation deck that Intelligent Change sent me. This is not promo, but they did send it to me, which is very nice, and I am loving these affirmations. So I'm going to pull some affirmations for you to carry with you into the next chapter of your journey. They're telling me pull the bottom 2, 4. Okay, I'm going to pull the bottom 2 and the top 2. Wait. This is a great opportunity for me to show you what I do, okay? Instead of pausing this and skipping, I'm going to show you. I have a system with my guides where I close my eyes and I see a green Y or a red N. Should I pull the bottom 2? Green Y. Okay, my clairvoyance, my eyes are closed. I'm looking between my eyebrows. Should I pull the top 2? They're showing me a red N. Should I pull 4 from the bottom? Green Y. That is what I shall do. I only wanted to pull 2 cards. That's why I fought it. I already knew that, okay? But we're pulling 4 from the bottom. There are other ways. If you're a more clairaudient too, ask for taps. Look for numbers. Some people use, like you can use a pendulum as well, okay? I'm not going to sit here and tell you these things. You can find them everywhere, but create a system, okay, for when you're unsure. Put that on your notes. Your affirmations are, I'm getting healthier and more joyful in every way, every day. You are getting healthier and more joyful in every way, every day. Okay, so those shifts that we talked about occurring right out the gate, okay, they're putting you in a healthier, more joyous state, and we claim that. Why? Because you are here to live your best life. We are here to live our best life. And sometimes we don't always know what that means. Sometimes we know it's a yes and we tell ourselves it's a no because we want to take 2 from the bottom and 2 from the top, or maybe 4 is just too many, so why don't we mix it up if we're doing it anyway? That was me. But I'm here to live my best life, and my intuition, my true self, honored that healthiest and most joyous way to live my best life and honor these messages for you was to pull the bottom 4. And so with that, we freely express ourselves, and this brings us joy. Yes, it does. And, ooh, here's the goods. I love this one. This planet is an extension of our home. Therefore, I take care of it in the same way I take care of my home. I love it. Okay, try to pick up a piece of litter today. Or maybe water some plants. I'm not going to tell you to guerrilla garden, but I'm not going to tell you not to guerrilla garden. Wink. Okay. Maybe this is saying if you tend to a plant that maybe doesn't get taken care of, or you tend to an animal that maybe doesn't get taken care of, or you pick up a piece of litter or trash, or maybe you're a grid worker and you do that energy in the work, or you do that energy work to the earth. Perhaps with all of this lucid and astral kind of inward expression that's going on right now, the way that you express your truest self, when you realize all that you have to offer, give it to the earth. Say, you know what, I know I can do this. What do you mean? Here you go, Gaia. Here you go. And maybe we have this planet as an extension of my home. Maybe you're a starseed. Maybe you're an earth angel. Maybe it's your house, okay? Send your house some Reiki. Did you know your house will talk back to you if you ask it to? It will tell you how it's feeling. It sees parts of you that no one else does. It's a very intimate relationship. Talk to your house. If you believe in crystals, you know what your house is made of? Earth. You talk to the earth, you know what your house is made of? Earth. Just saying. Anyway, everything in some way is animate. In a sense. Because everything is made out of energy. And energy is alive. It's always flowing and moving. And stillness is a perception. But everything is always flowing and moving. And so this planet is an extension of your home, whether that be the Pleiades, whether it be Arcturus, whether it be your house, whether it be your kitchen or your meditation sanctuary, whether that be your root chakra or your favorite memory. This planet is an extension of your home, which is an extension of you. So take care of the planet in the same way you would take care of yourself and your home. Maybe you give yourself Reiki every night. Maybe you are balancing your 7 chakras in the morning and at night. And maybe you balance your 7 chakras and then you go, here, Gaia, let me do some chakra work on you too. Little wink and a nudge. Moving on. Group number 4. Tell me about the next chapter of group number 4, spiritual journey. They're showing me I am here. You are here. That is right. Okay, but they're showing me this like I have arrived energy. With the tiger's eye, this big, bold, fearless energy. You are here. You are awakened to who you are. And as this expands, as this cracks open fully, and you open your eyes and you look at your tiny, adorable little body, even if you're beefy and strong, big, strong, beefy group 4, or cute, tiny little, whatever, okay? Your fullness of yourself, yes, and you look at your little human, gentle little body. It's so cute. It's amazing. Look at that. You are here. You, the ferocity of your soul, you are here, incarnate, in a body. How about that? Huh? That's awesome. And so there's this energy of like a lion in, what is that phrase? A lion in sheep's clothing. Except the sheep, it's like transmuting into a lion. Ooh, that was an interesting visual. Okay, maybe some of you, sorcerer. Okay, some of you might be getting into transformational magic, transformational alchemy. Okay, some of you might be really, really working on with the Holy Mountain Coyotes Council. Okay, Heart of the Sky. Okay, I'm not going to walk down this road all the way, but I'll bring it up since it's coming up. Some of you might be getting into transformational magic. Some of you might be getting into alchemy, not just how do earth and water and fire and air and space connect, or how can I transmute an energy, or how can I shift something. It's how can I turn dirt into gold? How can I turn a flame into a wave? It's the literal definition of alchemy. When you Google alchemy and you negate all of the spiritual stuff and you look at someone who says, An alchemist is a scientist or someone who literally takes something and turns it into something else. That seems like it's not possible, but it is. An alchemist is what? It's a chemist. It's a mechanic. It's a chemical engineer, in a sense. You have the Holy Mountain with the Sorcerer. Some of you are getting into that. The planet. Yes, you can balance the chakras of the earth, and yes, it will shift your reality. So, there's that. We have 25 and 48. This is a day, an hour more than a day, and 2 days. So that's going to be a significant time frame for you whenever you're watching this. Okay, so keep an eye out the next 48 hours. Don't expect a miracle right now, but I'm getting right now that you're interesting. I'm getting your alchemy time, your processing time. It's a little over a day and a little shy of 48 hours, okay? We got a lot of cards for you. We have Stand Still with Time Master. Going within. Okay. Sorry. I'm just going to take them all. Going within and finding that, not just going with the flow, but going within and finding the precise correct answer, like I did in the beginning with the Y and the N. What is correct? 2 and 5. 7. Something perfect. Letting it be completed. Having faith in the outcome. And we have 2 to 5 to 7, 5 to 2 to 7, coming to a 5 to a 7. See how that works? Changing the cosmos with the Time Master. Changing your timeline. Quantum shifting. My ears are ringing. Maybe some of you are combining some of your spiritual gifts with one another. Maybe you are merging your clairvoyance and clairsentience into one thing. Your clairaudience and your clairvoyance into one thing. Opening up pathways that maybe you knew existed, but you haven't explored yet. We have the Council. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. We have a new moon coming out with the Council, and we have a full moon coming out with the Sorcerer. Okay? Going within on the new moon cycles and presenting what you've learned on the full moon cycles. Okay? And when I say presenting, we're doing that on a waxing moon to full. And when I say going within, we're looking at a waning to new moon. Okay? We have a Council of Light coming out. You might want to be looking at the Council of Light, maybe like the Pleiadian or Arcturian High Councils. You might want to be looking at the Galactic Federation of Light or whatever floats your boat there. Some of you are like, that's hosh posh. That's going to be what you want to look at. Okay, right there. We have 11. Is it weird? Why do you think it's weird? There's a reason for that. We have 55, Taming the Wind, and 59 with Upper World. So many 5s. Changes in your perception. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 11. But it's perfect, and it's leading you towards the future, leading you towards ascension, leading you towards freedom. Upper World, the heavens. Some of you have explored heaven. Some of you explored hell. Some of you have explored every single realm internally. And not only is this coming to the forefront, but you actually have something else to crack open into. Taming the Wind. What is it that you never spoke on? It's time now. It's time now to speak on it. Soul retrieval and the coyote. What do we speak about right in the beginning? Literally soul retrieval. That timeline thing that I talked to you about, how you can integrate a past life version of you with yourself. 23 on the time as I said that. 49. 1 hour after that 48 time period. We have an hour after 24 and an hour after 48. It's that moment after the realization. It's that moment of activation after the realization. It's the moment that you open your eyes after you meditate. It's that moment of birth. Because you're so used to that recycling process. With the coyote, here's that darshan. Here's that darshan looking directly in the eyes. Directly in the eyes of the universe, of Gaia. Okay? Some of you, something to look at for this next part of your spiritual journey, do your chakra work. Do Gaia's chakra work or help guide her through it. Give her a little extra nudge. And for some of you, look from your third eye to her third eye and see what she wants to show you. Or, if you're clairaudient, listen to that. Okay? See what wants to be shown. Hear what wants to be said. This tiger's eye is also saying here that you know who you are. You know what's within you. You know the strength and the power that your energy holds. It is protected. You are protected. But be careful where you invest your energy at this time. Not because it's unsafe, but because you don't want to be spending it willy-nilly. Be precise about where you are directing your energy because you can. Because you have that luxury, you have that capability, you have that ability. And That is something that is priceless and timeless. Okay, so keep that in mind. Next chapter of your spiritual journey, group number 4. What do you need to know? They're showing me the coyote. They're showing me Oyo, and I'm also hearing Mother Aya. I'm going to leave that there. They're showing me Aya. They're showing me Mate. Okay? I'm not going to speak on that. I'm just going to say it. Okay? Let's see. They're showing me very strongly the eyes. The eye. The eyes. The eye. Okay? Look at the eye of Gaia. Look at the eye. Someone wants to show you something in meditation. Go on a soul journey with the intention of meeting who wants to meet you there. Look them in the eyes. Okay? You're ready now. It's a message that's coming out. Wants to be vague. There's a reason. You'll find out why. Subtle vibration. Ask for help. This is this guide coming in. Intuitive water. Expect the unexpected. You're going to know who it is. It's going to surprise you. And we have a doors opening. Okay? You are stepping into a new version of your power. There are a lot more cards coming out for you guys than there were the other groups, and it's not because you need more cards, okay? It is because there is more going on. There is a higher vibrational energy with more minutia packed within it, but all understandable in the same concept, okay? This is alchemy, integration. We're opening up the crown chakra, we're opening up the soul star chakra, and I have a feeling that this is creating space for the third eye and the throat. Okay, but this is not the focus right now. The manifestations, the help, calling in your manifestations, that's not the focus right now. The focus is understanding why you feel like that. Okay? You already know what to do. So do the work spiritually. Subtle vibrations, expect the unexpected. A door is opening. You already know. You already know. Someone wants to meet with you. Go on a journey meditation. If you don't know what that is, close your eyes, go into meditation, set that intention, 222. It will be activated. It will be presented for you. Okay? Okay. Good. Group number 4, spiritual journey, please. Oh, this is my Follow Your Heart Oracle deck. Mystical Shaman Oracle. I talked to you about this one already. This is called Bee's Oracle. This was given to me by an independent creator who I don't have her social media, but if you do, please drop it below. This is a really fun deck. Precursor, there are some swear words in here. Not a lot, but if it comes out, just, you know. Messages, please, for the next part of spiritual group number 4, spiritual journey. I'm hearing ticking, okay? Tick, 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 tick. And they're showing me a time. They're showing me cicadas. They're showing me the tick, 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 boom. Okay, there's something really significant about syncopation on the beat happening in time. Okay, finding a structure. Finding the structure behind things. Tick, tick, boom. There's a piece of information that's going to be like a bomb going off, or something's about to explode or get huge or something like this, okay? So be aware, there's going to be a moment that shifts and changes everything. This is going to be a quantum shift. This is going to happen from internally, and this is going to occur during meditation, and you will open your eyes and your reality will match. Okay? Get some discernment in your life. This is saying meditate, okay? This is saying meditate and unapologetically and faithfully move from that place. Get that clarity. Also, it's your life, okay? Your life. Solitude is lit. Here we go. Don't be afraid to spend some time alone, okay? If you feel yourself breaking away from something, there's a reason for that. If you are spending more time in isolation, you want to go spend some time out in nature. If you want to go on a retreat, if you want to not talk to anybody and delete your social media accounts for a month, do it, okay? What you're going to do right now is spend time alone. Spend time internally. Do the work on your chakras. Do the work on Earth's chakras. Do the work on your chakras. Do the work on Earth's chakras. Meet this guide of yours who is so eager to connect with you through a journeying meditation, and allow yourself to integrate all the other particles, beings, lifetimes of yourself that are being encouraged to be harnessed right now. This is giving a death and rebirth, but it only appears that way because you're going into your cocoon. Okay, I mean, so I guess technically it is that way, but it's not going to be where you just switch up and it's different one day. It might be for some of you, but this is going to be where you freely express yourself after you come out of this one meditation. They're showing me, again, the 25 to 49 hours. Notice that it's not 24 and it's not 48.
Notice that there's 12 months, but there's really 13. Okay, there's something significant about that, the syncopation, the timing. It's not what it seems. Okay, is it the 1 and the 3, or is it the 2 and the 4? Okay. Going into your tarot, we have the light seers coming out here. 9 of Cups. Focus on your own fulfillment at this time. 9 is coming out significantly. Okay, you are learning things that you are learning what it is you've already learned. Okay, you're not walking through the lessons. You're not saying, oh, I learned that, check. Okay, you're tapping into the full embodiment of your soul, of your being, as it pertains to your vessel, from a higher place. Okay, from a super conscious place at least. And from this place, you are saying, okay, so I learned that, I learned that, I learned that. You are learning the class that you were in. Okay, not the lesson that you learned. Or you are learning the incarnation, not the past life. Or the stream of incarnations. Like, there is something, like a whole chapter that you're closing out here. There's the Lovers, the Ace of Pentacles, okay? There's a whole entire journey. You're looking back and you're going, check. Okay, it's not just a lesson. So, when you are on the other side of this, make the decision to have the clarity, not the difficulty trying to fit in. Solitude is lit. Go within, know the truth, speak the truth, be the truth, okay? 10 of Cups, 7 of Cups. Make the choice to put your happiness first because you've already closed the cycle, the chapter. That's okay for you to move forward. I'm hearing tick, tick, boom again. You have the clarity. You got the key. So be the key. Make that decision. Make the decision to show up for your meditation every day. Your wish fulfillment comes from within, not without. Okay? Keep that in mind. Okay, group number 4. Advice, please, for this next chapter of your spiritual journey. I keep hearing connect with Gaia. Okay, tune the chakras if you can of Gaia, as well as yourself. Do yourself every morning and every night. Okay, and Gaia, if you want to do the same, if you feel called to do the same, that would be amazing. You can also tap in with, they're showing me the 7 chakras of the sky. Okay, the 7 chakras of the water, the 7 chakras of the plants. Okay, pick something and tune it up. Tune it up. Okay, and spend time out in the ether. Okay. Journey meditate. Journeying meditation. Set a destination and a meeting time and place. Show up and then see who shows up there to match your energy because they got your call. Okay? Write that down. Write that down and do it when you feel called. You'll know. You'll know. Advice, please, for group number 4 on this next chapter of their spiritual journey. Everything, all of the blessings that are about to occur for you, you earned. Because it's not about the external, it's about the internal. And so, when you awaken, I'm not saying that you're not awake, okay, but when you further awaken, and that can be any time, any place, any way, any level, anything, whatever this is that you are awakening to, it's going to change your life. It's going to give you a different type of discernment. It's going to help you see how you were continually making the right choice, even when you didn't know what the right choice was, how you were following your intuition, or that's why they're saying right now your body is protected. Your body is protected as you follow your intuition because you are so not tapped into your body having an intuition. You are tapped into your soul and then your body's just kind of flowing, okay? Same thing, different weight, okay? Different weight distribution, okay? Also, with that, pay attention to if you are putting more weight in your right foot or left foot or leaning into your right hip or your left hip or forward or backwards at this time. Your posture and the balance of everything is significant at this time. And we talked about shift of your physical features, your physical life, with the 8 of Pentacles coming out here. This is earned success as well. Earned success by walking to the beat of your own drum. So as this happens, you're looking at more syncopation, more synastry. You're also looking at more symmetry as well. Okay, 606. Look at 88, 999. If you see 24, 25, 48, 49, you're on the right track. If you see 606 or 616, you're on the right track. Okay. There's something that you thought you needed to let go of, and you did in order to learn that you didn't really need to let go of it. Okay, it was your growth. And when this comes back around, or when you get clarity on something, you'll understand. You will understand. They're saying it's okay that that's vague. Okay, set that meeting point, show up in your meditation, meditate morning and night so that you are more used to being in the spiritual realm than in this realm, okay? That 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. kind of blur time, okay? Human it out. Let yourself human, let yourself take a nap, let yourself be a person, okay? But come out of meditation, that first moment where you open your eyes, write down, decide your day, and then follow that faithfully. And then as it tinkers out, if it tinkers out, human it up, and then meditate, do the same thing before you go to bed, okay? Morning and night. It's really important. And again, set that destination point, and when you're so used to being in that spiritual state, when you are able to see the truth and you understand what's going on, and you see that you didn't need to let go of something that you thought that you did, or whatever this guide is that wants to have darshan with you or connect with you or integrate with your being, or whatever this is, this awakening, this large awakening here. The reason why I have you tapping in with your soul star and crown chakra in order to make space for your expression of your perception, because that's huge. It's a big energy that's coming in here. Okay, you're going to want to make sure that you are comfortable, solid, and positively certain about the discernment about what you're experiencing in your spiritual realm. So spend a little extra time up in there right now, and trust that your body is protected in the meanwhile. So is your life, so is your material resources. Okay? Let yourself not be surprised at who, what, when, where, why, how shows up in this journey meditation, okay? Again, solitude is lit. Don't forget that. And expect the unexpected. Solitude is lit, expect the unexpected. Some of you are alone. You're on a hermit or solo part of your journey right now. And that might be coming to an end sooner than you think. So live it up. Six of Swords. Notice that this is the Six of Swords card, but on this particular card, they're already in the calmer waters. Okay? They're saying take that literally. So your advice is to trust that you've already done the work. You've already made it there. You've already begun to experience in the material realm, from that perspective, the work that you've done internally. So now go internally and enjoy the benefit there. And you'll notice that your material realm starts to shift too. This is an inversion of what you've been experiencing, but it's going to be beautiful. You are safe. You are protected. If you want to lucid dream, now is a very powerful time for that. Keep a dream journal. I have some on my Etsy shop. If you want to keep a meditation journal, that's a great idea. If you want to channel writing, if you want to channel drawings, now is a great time to do so. And if you feel called, if you have it in your heart, if you have the energy and the space, give it back to the earth too. Do your chakra work, do your meditations, do your yoga every morning, every night, whether it's 5 minutes or 2 hours, just show up. And if you have it to pay it forward, do it for earth too. Do it for the sky, do it for the moon, do it for the sun, do it for the water. It makes a difference. It really does. Okay, group number 4, that is what I have for you. That is the next chapter of your spiritual journey. I hope that this helped shed some love, light, and clarity on your situation, and I hope it gave you a couple little threads to tug on. I'm sending you so much love and gratitude, and I will see you next time. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. Namaste.